You know, they think that I just come in there and look for knockoffs, and that's not the case. You know, I'm actually a sharp, smart fighter.
So, well, wait, I'm here. Who wanted to fight me?
I really don't care who's in front of me. I don't feel like no fighter beat me.
My goal is to demolish everybody, to be honest. Everybody that's in my way. The pinnacle to any weight division is to have all the belts, all of the titles.
Welcome to Bodywork. Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. It feels so good to be back. Man, how y'all doing out there? Hope everybody's doing wonderful, man. It's always a good time to be talking boxing, man. Just been going through my mental Rolodex and then looking at where we're at right now. You gotta love boxing. To be a boxing fan, you really gotta love boxing, man. It's like a relationship, for real. Cookie Monster, sounding crystal clear. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I appreciate you. But you gotta have a love for boxing. And you gotta, just like a relationship, you gotta find ways to rekindle it. You gotta find ways to make it interesting, spice it up. You know, that missionary, you know what I'm saying, be getting old. So you gotta simmer saute the sport of boxing. You feel me? That's what I try to do, man. Because if you listening to these fools, you know, out here, if you like, you will be depressed listening to, like, watching boxing. Every now and again, I try to go out and I kind of try to look and see and venture and see what come across my algorithms from like casuals talking about boxing. It'd be like the very, very hot topics, like the highest. But if you listen to the everyday people that do the content, man, it's like, why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down? Like, it's like they'll build a fighter up, man, and then break them down. And then when you start, like, when you do, like, because I do this and I have done this. This is the way I used to troll. I used to take what people used to say about boxers and use their logic, map it out in my mind, and then then look and say, okay, all right, so what am I missing about this guy? And then put their guys under that light. And then when I come out with it, oh man, all you do is hate. You trying to bring the man down. They pull out all kind of cards. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Like, where are we at when it comes to boxing, man? It's like sometimes, and I know it's dry spots. There's times to where it ain't much going on. The fights that we are getting, it might not tickle your fancy. Just all kind of sorts of things, you know. And for me, I just gotta be like, man, I can't get enough of this sport. I gotta, like, sometimes I gotta do a pushback, and I was getting ready to do one, y'all. I was getting ready to say, you know what, man, I'm gonna chill out on boxing, man, because boxing, man, we are some fickle fans, man. Like, damn, I'm like, are we boxing fans? Like, I don't know, man. I don't want to go into one of my tirades. Dev Wall, salute, Bodywork Boxing. Salute, Dev Wall. I appreciate you, man.
Hey, real quick, Body, I just wanted, I just wanted to say this. Salute to Cookie Monster. And to your point where dudes be pulling out all of these cards, they be pulling out more cards than a Uno deck, bro. So you know something is wrong. When the dudes start pulling out more cards than the Uno deck, it's like, my God, man, you chill. You doing too much right now.
I thought about that the other day, AC, and salute to Ms. Coleman. One, you already starting to show speaking facts. For example, like they recycling the same content over and over, and it be BS, and they content never change. It don't look into new fighters, like never. And then, man, I can go on for days, man. Like, but yeah, I was I appreciate you, salute. But I was thinking about that the other day when I was talking about all the cards. But let's get into, because this might be free flowing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who's going to grace the, I don't know what kind of energy is going to bring in as we talk about these fights and these matchups. But if we get into our thing, we'll get into it. I don't want to go too deep on y'all, man. And I know I'm rocking with the 300, and I appreciate the 300. Like, it ain't, it's only a few of us, man, that's really built hard body like that. And really hold this shit down, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna get into the housekeeping, and we gonna just let the show flow tonight, man. It's gonna be a fun show. But number one, Tito Mercado might be the boogeyman at 140. Why you say that, Mike? If you listen, I'm gonna tell you, right? Listen, I talk my shit, you know what I'm saying, about everybody, you know what I'm saying, that interests me. And one thing I will say is I will applaud Ness for the interviews that he get. Like, when he's in that vein, and also attribute him as being like as being one of the hardest, if not, no, probably the hardest working man in boxing in the media. So he gets that, you know what I'm saying? That's like not recognizing Canelo and shit. Like, you gotta recognize, you know what I'm saying? You can't just, not recognize. So I recognize it. I might take a old here and there, you know what I'm saying? But like, when he in the vein of doing the interviews, that's what I be into. And he be the main one that be putting out that Tito Mercado and says, I'm a member over there. Yeah, I'm not no hypocrite. Yeah, I'm a member over there. So I got to see this interview that he did with Tito Mercado, man. Man, he might be the new boogeyman at 140, man. Now, don't read too much into what I'm saying. Just watch, just look at the work. Just look at the work. Just look at this. Now, I put this out a minute ago, and this is akin to like what I did back when Josh Taylor was the guy at 140. He was pretty much undisputed. But I had made up one of these for the 140, and I had put all of the people that was going to be from 40 to 47. And I put Frank Martin all the way up front. Why? Because I say outside of the tank, when I was a fan of Frank, you know what I'm saying? I've been riding for Frank. I said, man, he dangerous. He was one of the guys that I said, man, it's going to tear the division up. And then that guy right up under the who? That's Tito Mercado. Like, I be trying to ask y'all, like, how do we qualify ducks, and what's a duck, and do we qualify call outs, and all of these things. I'm like, so when we start looking into the new blood, the fresh, like, and some of these guys been around, some of these guys was in the amateurs with these guys, you know what I'm saying? They know what they dealing with. Just like a lot of people not really familiar that Jermaine Ortiz was around, Mortaya was around, Tito Mercado was around. He know all of these guys. They know each other. They know. But for some reason, they don't be in the mess hall with their chest out when it comes to certain names. And then, they play the looking back game. Like, looking back. Like, and you'll have fans come back and say, looking back. Now, when you at the top of the totem pole, right, and you like King Kong, like, you pretty much do what you call all the shots. You do whatever, and you the one that everybody wants. So, like, damn near anybody can say your name. But on the way up to that spot, up until that spot, most of these guys will come out and say that they have that energy. They'll speak like that. They'll talk like that. Every interview will be crispy. They'll be moving up. They'll be smashing some cherry cans. You know what I'm saying? Getting some rounds in, varying up the style sometimes. Or a lot of times they be match made, but on the way to the top, they be talking that Predator shit. They be talking that Highlander shit. They be talking that there can only be one Jet Li type shit. That's what Tito is doing right now, but guess what? I believe him. Why? Because there is a track record, just like when I was saying with Richardson Hitchens. Now, people get mad because he talking shit, and then, you know, he don't come up with the fights. I mean, you can say what you want. Like, we can't, if promotional companies don't get no blame, then, you know what I'm saying, then we gotta, I mean, it ain't his fault. In the case of Tito Mercado, guess what? He's over there in Matchroom. I called this out a long time ago. I said that I was concerned for Subriel Matias because when he was over there, I didn't want him to just do nothing but defenses and never get a unification. And what happened? He got his strap snatched off of him via Liam Paro. And then Richardson Hitchens went ahead and snatched that strap. But then I was saying, okay, so maybe Eddie is going down the line. Maybe we'll get some kind of unification. The whole time I'm looking at the moves of all of these guys. Like if there's like, when you know how they say ain't no domino in BC, like BC. So let's just say before, what's my man? Andre. So let's just say before Andre. See, Andre did something where he went over there on that island and he thought he was going to get him some Coletto and he was going to get him some Triple G. But Eddie was like, no. So in that case, because of the division he was campaigning in, it always matters what label you want. So that was the only smoke really that could be had over there other than the European, you know, bum bashing tour. So post Andre, I started really looking at Eddie and what he's best for doing. He's best at procuring American talent and then taking them overseas. And then there's always some kind of, well, the dog ate my homework, or, you know, my fish bowl spilled over. You know, it's always something with him and not getting these fights across the line. He gets a pass. Meanwhile, a lot of the hot talent, he's signing them. It's almost like it was a point in time like with Dr. Dre, how all these artists was going over there. You like, damn, we about to hear, you know, him on a Dre beat. Shit. And like that's what Eddie's doing, man, with all that talent, man. He got over there, man. It's like, damn, like you be teasing us unless he gets some more help from old Turkey Bag, yo. He be bullshitting on making these fights, and everybody be like, oh, he's the best promoter because he be talking that shit, just like the boxers. He got Tito over there. Tito is a bad man. I already came up with a name for him in my boxes to watch. I'm gonna do the videos and all that, man. Tito be talking that shit, but he be running up on people. He ain't shy. He called out at their fight. When he stopped Pedraza, matter of fact, faster than anybody else. He called out Shakur. He called out Keyshawn. And this is the stuff we want. But like, since I'm reporting on it, I'm hating. But these are the things that be making me look at these fighters different, because it seems like only one fighter in the game, you can say damn near whatever you want out your mouth about them, and it's okay, no harm, no foul. The minute you start putting these other motherfuckers under the crosshair, they get the ooh and an ah. You know what I'm saying? And saying, you know, they need to go to the school nurse and shit. That thing hurt. Tito has caught, like in this interview, when he put it out, man, Tito pretty much mentioned every name at 140 that could be named, with like hyper speed responses as far as like why and who and what he's trying to do. He wants anybody that's gonna put him up to the top, any champion. You know what I'm saying? He had a comeback from my man Gary Antoine, because people be saying people don't want to fight Gary Antoine. Tito Mercado was saying that, but I understand Gary Antoine. He want to unify. He want to get undisputed. He got a mandatory in Hirioka, a very dangerous guy. The fight is not going to go the distance. By the way, he called out Gary Antoine. He said Richardson Hitchens was a clown. He basically made it look like some things that I was saying too, that 140 people be taking out. They be playing hopscotch with 140. You know, I'd be 2 feet. It'd be 2 legs down. They'd be 2 legs down at 35, and then they jump on the one good foot when it come to 40, and then they try to hop their ass up to 47. That's starting to be a real trend. I wonder why, because 140 is the roll, y'all. I've been on this shit for a while. And look, I don't just, you see how hard of a time I'm giving a lot of these guys, right? Because I've been disappointed. Only faith I have is Bam, Abdullah, Brian Norman, like out of the new crop. You know what I'm saying? I don't have faith in a lot of the young guys. But Tito Mercado, I've been paying attention to what he's been doing. Not only has he been doing the common opponent thing, he stopped everybody. It's only one guy that lasted. And he is confrontational with anybody. He's ranked. He's confrontational with anybody in the division. When you talk about he wants all of the smoke, he's not running, he's not ducking. He just want to know when and where. You know what I'm saying? I suggest that when y'all get a chance, y'all go back and listen to it, man, because we seen what happened with Subriel. For the longest time, Subriel was a boogeyman. Gary Antoine, he still got his boogeyman. Remember I told y'all, I said that, what did I tell y'all Subriel needed to do? He needed to stamp his boogeyman card again. Why? Because things was looking, I said this before the fight. I said because the last time Gary Antoine fought, he stamped his boogeyman card against somebody like El Rayo. El Rayo outboxed way better than Lamont. He came out with a decision. He relieved Cruz of his strap. And then he got unstrapped by Gary after Gary had lost to Puello for that vacant that Devin had. I've been paying attention, y'all. And Tito Mercado is the real deal, y'all. He's not just fluff. He don't care about none of that shit. He just wanna fight. And he said, listen, he ain't shy about telling you. It ain't gonna be one of them things to where when you see this guy getting ready for a fight, he starts saying, y'all, I'm gonna knock this dude out. That would be nothing different. Why? Because his whole resume is saying that that's what he's doing. He said, now, what it might do is it might take a little time with the more elite competition. He said, because these are great fighters too. He said, I just know what I'm coming to do. I'm coming to knock you out. I'm like, he's not a safety first fighter. That's my kind of fighter. And then he got some hot shit in the midst. So that, man, the prospect of him and Frank Martin came up. I said, man, sign me up. What y'all doing to that? When it came to Gary Antoine, he said, well, he only fight once a year. So next year, we can line it up now. So next year when his annual fight, it could be me. I was rolling. He said, listen, they asked him, and I ain't gonna give away too much, man, but this is the part that I like about Ness, man. This is the part that, like, this the genius part that I can't, because I do shit on him sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Rightfully so, though. He do the same to me. But these are the interviews that you need. They asked him, and this is it for Tito, man. I'm just trying to sell the man, because we got to look for the new people that's gonna have that energy, at least until they get on them silk sheets. If they walking it like they talk it, we got to get behind them, especially in this era where everybody want to be online talking, but then get all pussyfied when you start talking about the things that they're talking about. They asked him about Subriel, and he said, man, I wasn't that impressed. He was like, yeah, you said you wasn't that impressed. Why? He said, man, listen. He's like, I gotta salute Dalton Smith because he was the first one to stop Subriel. He said, but I tell you this all the time. He said, you could throw a rock at Subriel a mile away, you still gonna hit him. I said, yikes. You know what I'm saying? They asked him about Shakur. He said, man, he gonna try to put some catch weight, rehydration, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah on me. Then he gonna get back down. You see, he trying to go back down to 35, but he ain't gonna fight me. He said about 1,000 times. He talked real fast. He said, he ain't gonna fight me. He ain't gonna fight me. Keyshawn, he said, you see him moving up. I was like, man, I'm talking about single-handedly everybody. Before, I had said that a good fight would be between him and Jermaine Ortiz. But if he ever so happens to get up to 147, I would love to see him and Rohan Polanco. I would even love to see him against somebody like Tiger Johnson. I'm talking about between 40, them guys who decide when they really want to get off the pot, because a lot of people are ducking and dodging a lot of shit down there at 40. I'm telling you, I've been watching this. I've been documenting. I got a whole playlist of called The Road. The 140, like, that's my division. I think Tito he give us hope, man. I don't know how long he gonna be in that division. I don't know, but they can't. He's like, man, we gonna get these fights. And he putting the pressure on Eddie. He's saying, yeah, that's why my team. He ain't say Eddie, but he's like, my team. He said, I'm asking them like where my name's at. Anything that's gonna get me closer, I'll take anything. I'll fight any one of them. at any time. Just tell me when, as long as it makes sense. And he ain't talk about like all this money and all this. He said no, like as far as like you're not coming off of a loss. Wink, wink. You didn't just get stopped by somebody else. Wink, wink. You know what I'm saying? He's like, nah, why would that make sense? Didn't he just lose? Didn't he just get knocked out? Didn't he get stopped by such and such? Nah, he's like, I want somebody that's gonna like, yeah, them names. It ain't too many people really asking for it. We see a lot of people moving up, man. They doing, man, they peeking their head up, they jumping up, and then they scooting back down, and then they wiggling all around. Tito ain't one of them guys, man.
Yeah, I just want to come in with this. I didn't see the video. You did send it to me, but that's when I realized I was no longer a member of Nest and shit like that. So, so I was like, damn, I can't watch it. So, it made me kind of go back and look at the video that he dropped before he got this fight. You feel what I'm saying? To whereas even back then, he's one of the most consistent shit talkers out there. Because if you're on his radar, he's gonna let that be known every time somebody put a camera or a microphone in his face. I want this person, I want that person. I think he was asked about a Frank Martin fight back then, and he was like, I would love to fight Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying?
He said he said their team got an offer. We said, yeah, we ain't heard back from him.
Wow.
He's like, he's like, man, all like, man.
Yeah, I mean, he was even in the interview that I give True School for doing with Tito Mercado. That was still one of the best interviews I've seen of that year when I saw that, and I believe that was last year or early last year. And I was just like, this kid is, yeah, he got that energy. He got it. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of times when I'm talking about him, I tend to, sometimes forget his name, but I try to let people know, yo, there's, at 140, and I believe Mercado is gonna end up at 47. And he's one of the names that I'm like, yo, look, whenever he finished doing what he got to do at 140, and he gets up to 147, he's gonna be a problem in the 147-pound division as well. No matter where this kid goes, he's gonna be a problem. Right now, he has, as all of the active fighters, I think he has the highest knockout ratio at 94%. Only one guy got away from him. So that just lets you know who this dude is and where this level of confidence comes from. And, some people may want to say X, Y, and Z about X fighters, but if your favorite guy got these type of names on it, don't tell me, oh, he got a Hank Lundy on his record. We all know how dangerous Henry Lundy was and probably still can be, but he just ain't got no more punch resistance. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at stuff like that, I'm like, okay, yeah, he's one of these younger 24-year-old fighters that, as Body would say, I could put in my rucksack, hold on to his name, take that shit to the boxing bank, fill out my little deposit form, and see what type of interest that name will collect for me. And that's where I got him.
Yeah, you saying old Hammer and Hank, and the thing is about Tito is these other guys, right? He's stopping these other guys like faster than the other guys, and when these guys went the distance, he's stopping them.
Yeah,
like it's one of them things where he wasn't everything. And they got it out the mud. Him and his father got it out the mud, but he Nicaraguan, and but he's really he's an American fighter, but he's Nicaraguan, so he's like he don't care. Like he wants, man, like. It's refreshing, man. Like these are the guys, that's how I say, man, these are the guys that give me hope for tomorrow boxing and like the mindset. Like before this is before the silk sheets, y'all. Before the silk sheets. It's just that should be a whole series, you know what I'm saying? Like before the silk sheets, man. Like, that's why we gotta look at these guys, man. We gotta get off the beaten path sometimes, man. Like, especially if we remixing people content. and we just recycling content, man. It's like, wow, we got to get onto some of these new guys, this fresh blood, man, because American boxing, it's on wobbly legs. We got all the talent.
Yeah.
It's a number of opportunity. It's just, the market got a little fucked up by Sugar Daddy Sheik, and some of these companies, man. Some of these companies not keeping us informed, man. Salute Healing, honey.
Yeah, but that's a whole show. That's a whole show on that topic right there. The before the sheets.
Before the silk sheets.
Before the silk sheets. We saw a lot of dudes hungry, get out there, knocking snot out people's nose and stuff like that. Once they made that first meal and got them silk sheets, they became way, way different. And you saw it in every aspect of it. So yeah, that's I like that one right there.
They asked him about Lamont Roach. I'm talking about the who's who with opinions and like quick rapid fire responses. That's Tito, man. He talking shit, but he sure do back it up, man. But that's it. He might be one of the new. He might be the newest. Like I'm really starting to put that name on him. The only reason why I really can't is because in this generation, this era, people are playing a looking back game. To where it's like if you can't benefit them or put them up, then so I gotta evaluate that and the way people are moving along with the best available competition when I analyze it. But it looked like a lot of people they played a looking back game. Like, what does he have to offer or what? So he gotta get the names. So we gotta push behind him getting the names. I don't think he's gonna be greedy as far as money, even though I'm not a pocket watcher. But that's Tito, man. The second one is the Key Hive. I told y'all about the D Hive. That's Devin. That's DHP. After what they did to Norman, they kind of getting a little. I got a whole segment on them, man. Thumbnail and all that been ready for like a week and a half. It's just I'm like trying to spare them, but we know about the D Hive. I went through it with years with the D Hive when it came down to all things Tank. I was exhausted. A lot of these guys running the D Hive blueprint, so I see a lot of it. And I'm like, not you, dog, not you. We talked about the Beehive, even though I think they're two totally different fighters. Boots is an amazing talent. Devin, he got that work ethic. He got a well-oiled machine behind him. You know what I'm saying? From all different facets. But I was looking at this Keyshawn situation. And I was trying to analyze it. And it's that I'm getting to the point to where, man, he getting ready to be in the same situation as far as the Key Hive, man. It's like, I don't know, man, but it's a world where you come out, you want to be seen. You want to answer questions. You are a ham for the cam, so to speak. You want to be a vibrant thing in front of the camera. Every time anybody hits you up, you out in the open talking about your situation and what you got going on, like every single solitary time. Like we in camp, it's camp. Like, and so when people come out, and they remember when you say, yeah, I was, you were saying, yeah, I had just got out the shower from cleaning up and I got the call that I was going to be on the fight. And then you say, well, I just had got the event. I had just got out of the event and I got the call that I was going to be on this card. And you start like, and people start catching you capping like all the time. We're the problem. But like in every other sport, like I'll give you one example. In football, I just seen a headline where it said that Tomlin told that running back that they had, Najee, whatever, he told him to leave Pittsburgh. I'm like, so if you in the realm of football and you cover the sport and you talking about it because you're keeping it all things football, and that's like the news because of Tomlin's record. Never having a defeated season, always having a winning record, regardless, rain, sleet, or snow. His whole time there, the success he's had, That's news. People are going to talk about this. I'm realizing that Keyshawn, just like all these other guys, when I was talking about, okay, it might not be the best thing in the world to be the second coming of Floyd Mayweather. Why? Because people are going to expect you to do Floyd Mayweather type things. And when they don't see that, they're going to say something about it. It may not be the best thing for you to be advertising yourself as the second coming of Roy Jones. Why? Because they're going to hit you with the what would Roy do? And when you don't do that, it don't feel so good when people are not just singing your glowing praises, but they're being critical of the matchmaking, critical of certain things in the performance, critical of you court capping, you making funny moves. But I'm noticing that maybe it's more and more of this generation, and I know this from having a son. It's all good when people are singing your glowing praises and saying, "Oh man, you the best thing since sliced bread." But when the minute somebody tap you on the coattail and say, "Hey man, I don't know, like, hold on, man, like, hold on, you sure, like, cause this don't sound right. This ain't adding up. Like, no harm, no foul." But the way I'm seeing it is like this, and they coming at you with level-headed tact. They're using what you say, keeping it all boxing, and then you're a hater. And because you asked for forgiveness and all that, we just supposed to forget it. But they out with knives and pitchforks, whole squads hunting for certain fighters. Like if you look at what happened between brothers, you just seen DeVargas, you just seen one brother swing on the other one out in public, like at a venue or out. You know what I'm saying? You just seen them do that, brothers. Where's all the news? You just seen the Charlos, like people went all day and they went ham on the Charlos because they having a social media spat and everybody taking it to social media. But it's okay to talk and roast the shit out of the Charlos, right? Knowing that one of them has suffered from mental health, right? But when it comes to Keyshawn and his mental health, right? And then he come out and he tell you certain things and you question it. It's like, oh, well now why you want to know all this? Like, just keep it boxing. How can we keep it boxing when these are things that you're talking about? You make yourself a trending topic, but it's supposed to be off limits when we want to talk about it. That kind of go hand in hand with the last one. The media don't want to be media no more. Cause I remember when a pair of my favorite coaches, they stayed going over to this one channel. Why, I don't know. Let's just call it McDonald's. One coach stopped going over there. The other coach he was going over there all the time. I don't know. I don't eat at McDonald's. I just hear about it. But I remember when he was going over there and he was saying things like the coin toss, the coin flip with Shakur and all that. People talked about that shit. You will still hear about that shit. Just like you'll hear about the 25% with the Shakur and Devin shit. But when my coach was going over there as part of a duo, dropping it, people could say whatever they wanted about the coach. I mean, this is somebody that, like, he was part of the face of boxing. He was the corner of the face of boxing. Like, they go over strategies. It's clear to see that when they in the locker room, they practicing the move, and then you see that shit enacted in real time at some point in time in the fight. That coach, they barbecued his ass. I was like, I don't know why you go over there, man. All he is a sensationalist. But then you hop your ass over there on that channel. And you sit down and you do an interview. And then you don't expect people to act like to critique it. You don't expect people to say, even if they keeping it boxing. No, you just want to be media when you say, oh yeah, I'm part of the staff. Yeah, this is what I do. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I don't just carry the spit buck. Okay, cool. But then when somebody is actually highlighting the thing that you saying, now we should be able to talk about boxing. It's people like LaShawn McCoy. This nigga didn't know shit about boxing. What you trying to tell me he could sit down in a room with me and really be able to talk this boxing shit? I'll kick his ball all over the fence. But why did he get there? And he up there with Max Kellerman and all of them. How did they get there? It's people, we see these plants where they getting down, they sitting down talking to our favorite fighters. Out the blue. They sitting down talking to the Russells. They sitting down talking to anybody, you name it. They sitting down talking. They don't know shit about boxing. They was put there. But us who've been out here doing this shit longer than most people, because just because you've been in there coaching and doing all that, there's a market for people who talk boxing who've been following this shit. So now we don't have a right to be able to talk about boxing because we never laced them up. But when we singing praises, when people get up there, like I put it like this: people can go from driving trucks to being up on the boxing voice, using all these $20 words and they ain't saying shit. They ain't never laced them up, but like thousands of people are listening to them. So they shouldn't be able to talk boxing? It's weird. We're in an era where everybody want to be in front of the cam and then they don't want you to respond to shit that they got saying. But the frequency is starting to be cranked up. It wasn't that often. It used to be every now and again, especially if you got somebody in the camp. You wouldn't want to be adding to no distractions with nobody in the camp, so you wouldn't be doing it. I know every now and again when Tank, typically when his fights happen, he'll be on the Twitter or whatever, but when he ain't really online. He'll pop out every now and again, but like he ain't doing no interviews. He might do some promotion when it's time for his fight, but like he ain't on there like that. And then crying about what people have to say. You asked for that. Like that come along with the spotlight. And I'm saying not these messy Marvins. I'm talking about the people that's really just talking boxing, trying to see if you lied to us. I'm saying just don't do the interview. Don't take your ass over there if you don't want people to talk about it. That's how I feel about that, man. If you're gonna be media and you're gonna be like, if you training somebody and you whatever and you put your thing, because you're gonna want them to take everything that you say serious when you talking about some tactic or some strategy or something when they ask your opinion on the fight. But we can't judge the thing that come out your mouth in relation to what these boxers are telling us. Knock it off. Knock it off. I think boxing conversations will be a little bit better, man, because I don't know what it is. They don't want to fight. They want to find every reason why not to fight. They want to pick and choose who they want to, put up on a red carpet and carve a scarlet letter out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, but your fighter get to get away with he get to just tell you whatever you want. And you just put them knee pads on and say, and then you can blame it on the alcohol. Like, no. We silence is consent. All it takes for evil to prevail is for men and women to remain silent. So we speak to those things that need to be spoken to. That's what we do. But we keep it boxing. So when we hear y'all talking about our coaches and our guys, like the way y'all be sizzling the shit out of Brian Norman, he was a trainer, he was a coach. You can get online and say damn near whatever you want about Brian Norman Sr. You can say whatever you want about the Schofield. But somebody say one little thing to your little pussy ass and you crying. The Key Hive, man. And the training and all that, man. Stop doing interviews. Just stop it, man. Like, fame ain't made for everybody, man. I'm telling you, the Icarus effect, it's gonna be the Icarus effect, man. When you get so hot and you fly so high, so early that you send your wings. You already done singed them motherfuckers, but now I'm about done talking about you. You can't say shit, but y'all can say everything y'all want about all these other fights. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about Hitchens. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about Tank. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about Earl. Y'all can say whatever y'all want about all of these fighters. But I'm starting to see that there are hives where you can't, you better not say nothing about my baby. I used to think it was just Devin. Devin and he done mastered that shit. He don't give a fuck. Weird, man. It's weird, man. But that's the housekeeping. AC. That's my rant. Yeah. That's my housekeeping, man. And that's how I've been feeling about boxing, man. And That's why I'm so thirsty for the new guys, like in the shit, the people that's actually making moves that want to fight, that ain't been on the silk sheets, man. But that's my rant.
Yeah, I was also gonna say this. When you brought up the Charlos, you feel what I'm saying? Whenever Maul showed up, right? Maul is just out chilling with his family. Oh, he drunk. Maul drunk. Look at him slurring his word. He drunk. You feel what I'm saying? So there was laser focus on him drinking and saying he's doing this with his career, he's doing that. Maul comes out and pretty much says the same thing. I want to, get my head right, find my space, find my space and my spiritual space and stuff like that. That shit went over everybody's head. They still went back to everything else. And then when the Caleb Plant situation happened, that didn't help his situation at all. You feel what I'm saying? But the whole point of what I'm saying is that Keyshawn, throughout his crash outs, throughout the totality of how he keeps getting these chances, you know what I'm saying? How this stuff just goes over everybody, and there's this automatic forgiveness sector because of his proximity to Terrence Crawford, him being at B&B, and his proximity to Shakur Stevenson. You already have that, what they would say about other fighters, that complexion for protection. You feel me? So that was always something that I look at and say, okay, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Then when you was talking about some of these people aren't who they are, I was surprised. I thought Cigar Talk was just, blah, blah, blah. But he came out and he was like, no, I'm in the music industry. I work for Sony Records. I'm like, how the fuck do you get these interviews then? You know what I'm saying? Because he just came out and like damn near nowhere. I think the first video I ever seen with Cigar Talk, that was that shit way back in the day with him and Abdullah Mason sitting in Mason's backyard, where he asked him about the friends and all of that stuff. That little clip. Outside of that, I had no idea who this dude was. I don't know where he came from and stuff like that. I felt I was looking at, most of the big personalities in the social media space talking about boxing, and he just, to me, seemed to come out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So I automatically assumed he was a dude that might have been in this space for like 10, maybe 15 years. I don't know that. I never seen any, articles or anything like that written about the dude. So yeah, I get that part. I do see that part, and some of these dudes that come out, I just be like, where the fuck did you guys come from? So yeah, that's just me on that.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something real quick, AC. What kind of bothers me? Let me see if you can relate to this, or if I'm just tripping. What bothers me is that you'll see these guys, they'll sit down across from these guys, and they be on their best behavior. You can see all 32 of their pearly whites. They be grinning and smiling and on their best. And these dudes don't even be knowing. Like, these dudes will go through a whole interview. I seen a whole interview with a dude who didn't even know Gary Russell was full-fledged 135, and he was interviewing him. He kept asking him the whole interview. I said, why you keep asking about all these fighters at 130 and all this? And it wasn't until about 8, 9 minutes in. Well, it might have been longer than that, depending on how long it was. Mr. Gary Russell was like, man, no, I'm campaigning at 135. My last fight was at 135. He's like, oh, so you officially? I'm like, how do you get in there? So you trying to tell me he got more right? You trying to tell me he got more right to sit down and talk to Mr. Gary? I just ain't gonna do no reach around. I'm not gonna be like some of these other content creators to where you go look at one of these videos, they be all down in the comment section talk about, hey man, check your messages if you still got the same number. I'm not doing all of that, man. If you see something come out on this channel today, and then 2 days later or a day later or 3 days later it come out and it'll be the same title, damn near the same thumbnail and the same content, it's like you already know where it came from. That used to happen to me when I used to do videos. That's why I really stopped doing them short videos. Because I would do a short video, they'll come out, they'll sit down right across from the box I would talk about, ask them all the same questions, all the same logic. Yeah, they are saying, people are saying, be specific. I give credit. Who's saying it? Who's asking that question? Who came up with that logic? They can't do it. But the minute we criticize them, we have no right to talk about boxing. But they sit down across from these goofies all the time who they don't even take 15, 20 minutes before they even sit down to actually go over the meat and potatoes of the end. They don't know shit about these dudes.
But here's the funny part, buddy. Here's the funny part. You know what their rationale is once you start cooking them?
What?
They leave the platform and then they'll tell people, no YouTuber can tell me shit about boxing. Then where the fuck are you right now on YouTube? So who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying? So it'd be weird to me where these content creators on YouTube take a soapbox stance and then tell somebody, don't listen to somebody on YouTube. Like, what am I missing here? Aren't you on YouTube? Every time I see you and you do these long videos and lives, they're on YouTube. So I ain't gonna sit here and listen to no YouTuber talk to me about boxing. I'll be like, wow. I don't know what's going on in your mind, but something is broke. But that's the part that just makes me laugh about some of the content creators, that they'll go down that avenue.
Yeah, like my whole thing is like, man, they'll be ready to crack my skull open, but you'll sit down and show all your back teeth, your tonsils to these motherfuckers, and they don't even respect you enough to research before they sit down and talk to you. It's like, damn, but I can't even analyze, and I've been doing it, and I already know I've been ghostwriting for a lot of motherfuckers. I already know, man. That's why I stopped doing the videos, the short ones, man. It's like, man, like, geez, Louise, like, come by and say what's up. But they'll sit down and then they use them. They'll use them to ask them certain things. They'll use them to sick them on other people, and they just go right along with it. I'm like, man, you don't see, but I guess on orders. Oh, that's what I'm starting to think, AC. I'm starting to think that it's like in their deal or whatever. Like they can only go certain, and they can only go and talk like so. Since I'm not, like, I guess my it's like having an HMO and then having a zone. I guess my zoning, I'm in the zone. I'm in the no, you know what I'm saying, no whatever zone. Like,
yeah,
I'm in the off limits zones. Y'all remember watching the fight with T.O. Devin and them when it was outside? They had all them big YouTube streamers out there.
Yeah. That's the whole point. It's like, what are you talking about? Like I've literally seen, you know, people who, like I said, just have YouTube platforms, always talk about their YouTube platform, my channel on YouTube. I've been doing this YouTube shit for whatever, and yada, yada, yada. And then turn around and say, nah, I don't be listening to these YouTubers try to talk to me about boxing. I'll be like, whoa, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, and then I was on mute. But they let the real ones get away with saying and asking anything. Like, I don't get it. Like, I've heard, like, I don't, like, even, and I know they can't keep up, but I'm like, man, if you get the end, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna harp on it, man. It's just, I know who to talk about and who not to, man. But I be saying there's certain people from a certain region, man. They soft, man. There's a couple people out here in the game that's just, they're soft, man. They just soft. Even when you keeping it just straight boxing.
Yeah.
Just do as I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can roast the shit out of everybody. The minute somebody say something about them, that thing start throbbing and hurting, man. I don't know. But that was the housekeeping, man. I know a lot of people came for the meat and potatoes, man. And that is January 31st, man. This is like the biggest, this is the first, like, this is one of the biggest nights of boxing that we got coming up with big implications, like right on the last day of the month. And it's the first month of the calendar year. But I was asking, man, I was saying, watch the throne, because who you think? The question of the night is, who do you all think? Who do you all think got the potential to be able to snatch this night? Like, to who's going to capture the attention of the boxing world after all is said and done on January 31st? That's the question. That's the opener. AC.
I think most people will probably off the back probably say someone like Tio or or um or Ortiz, one of their two fights. But the quiet money might be on Abbas Baru and or to see what Mocha what Bakaram. If Bakaram goes out there and smacks this nigga to sleep inside of 3, that's gonna be a hard tone and hard pace to follow. You feel what I'm saying? So my quiet money, if I was to have to put line this up in bets, I would probably say my parlay would be Bakaram to steal a show. You know what I'm saying? With something, he might just sleep this dude something nasty early on. You know what I'm saying? My second choice would be seeing what Abbas Baru is going to do with Xander. And then it's just a toss-up between the Keyshawn and between Keyshawn and Ortiz and basically Tio and Shakur, because people pretty much have those fights kind of locked in and set. You know what I'm saying? And expecting those to be the 2 biggest fights of the night because those are the 4 biggest names. But these other 2 guys, I'm like, this is a big moment for both Xander and Abbas Baru. This is a big night for both of them because it'll say to them, all right, I'm the first guy to unify Mel, the guy who never lost none of his belts to none of us. So I did that, so now I'm actually, showing that this cup of coffee does have some cream and I'm about to rise to the top. So looking at that, that's a possibility. Bakaram could go ahead and steal his boogeyman status and put, people like Xander, Ortiz, and other people who are like, no, it's really the IBF rehydration. He smacks this dude to sleep. It's like, nah, bro. I mean, come on, man. Y'all all tried to say that Tim Tszyu was a one-off. We don't know much about this guy, and Tim Tszyu might have been damaged goods and everything by the time he got a hold of him. You feel what I'm saying? So what are you gonna say about this guy? Because I'm not hearing these excuses. I'm not hearing y'all talk about this fight. I'm not hearing nobody give a breakdown of this fight. I'm not hearing nothing. I think we are the first guys that are actually, kind of going over the whole card. So at the end of the day, I'm looking at the fights between the lesser names as being the ones that are probably going to steal the show. And that's kind of where I'll, land that for right now. But Jermaine Ortiz or Tito could easily, do something spectacular in their fights and take that away from the lower names because they're the bigger names and it's going to be a whole lot more spectacular shit and fireworks and, ponies running down the aisle, maybe some jets fly overhead if one of the expected guys wins the fight.
Yeah, I think, man, if everybody on the left wins, man, that'll shake up boxing. I mean, because Bakram and Boots would damn near be a done deal after that, I would believe.
Yeah.
Xander would have unified. So you'll be looking at 3 of the belts at 54 right there between them two. T.O. would have been pretty much upset the people's favorite, and Jermaine Ortiz would be putting the end to all of the hype. So I'm saying if Jermaine Ortiz is to outbox Keyshawn or put him down, he could steal it. Yeah, because I mean, I'm thinking, man, if Shakur, if I had to gamble, man, I said, man, look, it's money on the wood. It's my last, and it all got to go to black or red. One last time, I would have to give it to Shakur because I think that he's not gonna get outside his comfort zone. The world they craving for him to be the heir apparent, or since he's part of the what you call it, the Rat Pack,
the Brat Pack.
The Brat Pack. Oh, okay, the Brat Pack. Yeah, they want to put him on that. So bad. I think it's expected for Murtazaliev to spark Josh Kelly. So I'm thinking, man, if Jermaine Ortiz dominate and or stop or not even like put Keyshawn on his back pockets, they're gonna be talking about that shit because Keyshawn is out in the media. Like he's out.
Yeah.
So that's what I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at the end of the day, more than likely, it could easily be Jermaine Ortiz or Teofimo Lopez, because their impact, if they do it, is going to be much. It's going to resonate a hell of a lot more. You feel what I'm saying? Xander does it. At the end of the day, I'm feeling like this about the Xander thing. That's why I was kind of saying Boss beats Xander. If Xander beats a Boss, it's still a situation to whereas the majority of American fans just don't know shit about a Boss. We've seen him beat Yoenis Tellus, and after that, it's just like, okay, I don't know who this guy is. So can probably crowd, especially in the casuals scope, a Boss is the nobody. This fight is geared for Xander to go in there, look good, knock out a tough guy that's well known over there but unknown over here. So this is where, if the fight is close, the business of boxing has a way out on that one, because Xander is the bigger name. Then Boss may clearly be way more talented than Xander, way more slick, but he, in this country, don't nobody know who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? So, and don't nobody know who the fighters that you fought are, with the exception of Yoenis Tellus.
Okay.
So hold on, let me let this. So at the end of the day, Bakaram, I think if he gets it, he seals his boogeyman status, even though it's expected that he's gonna sleep this dude. So then at the end of the day, no matter how you really look at it, this is me just wishful thinking for those dudes. But the reality part of it is Jermaine Ortiz, whoever wins out of those 4 fighters, that's gonna resonate way more than everybody else. No, we don't have an Abdullah Mason on this card. We don't have that type of showmanship and and the technical ability. So yeah. What you just said is probably, if it was a greater than, less than, or equal to, what you said is probably more leaning towards the greater than part. That's more likely to happen. And I'll land it right there. What's up, CJ?
That's cool. What up, AC? Salute, Body, for having me on the panel.
Okay.
I didn't
Salute,
get the full context of the conversation. No, I'm gonna say this off top. I'm 5 minutes from the Sacramento International Airport, so the plane's going out at this time of night. So I'm gonna mute up as needed. But yeah, like I said, I can get the full context. You said what 4 fighters are going to be able to take the day? Because I think I got a counter argument. But what did you say?
No,
AC.
Who can steal the night? Who can steal the show on the 31st?
Who can steal the night? Okay. Okay, that's the context of the conversation. Yes. Okay. I'm ready to respond to that. I'm saying the winner, and hear me out. Don't cut me off. Hear me out. The winner of fucking Abbas Zayas got the 54, the quote unquote, he's the man there so far. And I'm gonna say temporarily, only champ, chill out. Only because the other dudes ain't fighting. So I give more props to the motherfucker trying to unify than a motherfucker that can't unification over he can't come to a the means, like he can't even agree on a fight. So yeah, man, I got it. I think the winner of that, for me, that would put the most sauce on it, as I like to say. So the winner of that fight, regardless, I mean, a dude could have hypothetically, a dude could have a more impressive performance, but like in a vacuum, I'm saying the winner of that fight, if everything is close, the winner of that fight got it. He put the most sauce on it because he was willing to unify in a division where there's so much heat and dudes are not fighting each other. So that's where I'm at with it. But y'all got it.
That's interesting. So you kind of keep a little hope alive because I'll be on that unification stuff, but people be selective in that unification stuff. They really be selective.
No,
man.
Jesse Jackson. No, only because there's so much heat in the division that I admire unification. I'm not saying these are the best 2 dudes at the weight. Niggas told me Boots would beat everybody in a round robin earlier today. All type of crazy shit. So I don't know. I swear. But yeah, I don't know about all that. But I will say I give more props to a dude taking a fight, unification, over a dude like sitting on the back foot, so to speak. And I'm talking in terms of making the fight. So that's where I'm at with it.
I got you, because you said temporarily. You said
until these other motherfuckers make. There's so many fights to make. I want to see a Royal Rumble. You know me, I'm the pro wrestling dude. So I want to see that for real. But until we get that, I'm gonna give temporary props to the winner of this fight. That's the man for me at that division for now, because they're getting in there.
So let me ask you this: is Bakram? Do you see Bakram as hype, or is he legit?
I see him as legit. I'm not saying he's the man, like he will just clean up the division, but definitely a difficult opponent, a dangerous opponent, more to my point, for anybody up there. I don't give a fuck who it is. A dangerous opponent, and that's why I think he's not getting the fights. So, no. I mean, if that makes it clear, yeah.
Yeah. What you think, AC? Did you cooled off on Bakram, or what is Bakram in your book? Like, even with this guy Kelly, because Kelly can box. I ain't gonna lie, Kelly can box. He might fuck around, pull a Xander in there. You know what I'm saying? I doubt it, but
I heard dudes say he was gonna pull it off. But go ahead, AC.
But this is why I said, depending on what Bakaram does, if it's one of those like brutal knockouts or some shit like that, like it's been said he's capable of, then what I have to say is you then go ahead and solidify your boogeyman status, because at the end of the day, they don't say he's a tough fighter. They don't say this type of stuff about Bakram. What they say is the IBF 10-pound rehydration. You feel what I'm saying? So when I look at it like that, I'm still big on Bakram. He's still one of my guys. I got Bakram, with the stoppage. He's gonna, expect for me when I look at Kelly versus Bakram, I can't remember the name of the fighter that fought Baturviev. A guy was a really good boxer. Was shit out of Baturviev, and then Baturviev made some slight adjustments, turned it on, and then wind up stopping the dude.
Was that Pascal?
Yeah, Jean-Paul Pascal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's kind of what that's kind of where my mind keeps going when I think about the matchup between them two. It's going to look something very similar to that. To whereas and depending on how he stops him or whatever, because he's going to have those moments where he looks a little vulnerable, you may get the goofies that want to come out and now challenge him. You feel what I'm saying? Being that they wasn't trying to challenge him before and, constantly talking about what it is. But if he just goes in there and he looks super impressive, like the way he dismantled the Tim Tszyu, two good fighters back to back, he's definitely solidifying his boogeyman status. And they gonna keep, the IBF is gonna be the biggest thing. Or I ain't trying to go out, and then it now says, all right, Bakram, you go ahead and you try to make the fights with the other champions. See if they bite. See if they want to get caught.
I don't see that go down. I hate to cut you off, but just because the risk reward, even if he wins this one, it ain't there, man. It ain't there with the overseas fighters, in my opinion.
You talking about again
the payday?
Not even.
I'm not saying you don't deserve it. I'm talking about payday.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? And I'm gonna use an example of one of the guys that's up here that we're looking at. No one in this country knows who the fuck Abbas Baru is. Many people are still trying to figure him out.
Don't do that.
What do you mean don't do that?
I mean, maybe I'm too hardcore, but I've been seeing this dude.
Yeah, but you hardcore, like you hardcore. Like, go ask anybody, bro. Like, act like people don't even know what he looked like, bro. Like, trust me. I mean,
yeah, he came out of Abbas Baru.
He's from Germany, cuz.
Yeah, when Abbas Baru fought Johannes Tellus, right? The biggest names at that weight class. He was also a relative unknown. When I speak with many people from overseas and stuff like that, and I talk to them about Abbas, I'm like, even on panels, I was like, put us on, because the American market doesn't know this guy. And I'm talking about the general pub market, not the hardcore, the general to the casuals.
I understand.
The general to the casuals, they have no idea who the fuck this dude is. But people know who the IBF champion is because they saw what he did to Tim Tszyu. You feel what I'm saying? That fought the other WBC champ. You know what I'm saying? So it comes down to it. For me, it's like looking at the dynamic. If you're gonna make one point, then it has to apply to both the guys, because neither one of them are big names in the USA. Nowhere near as big as the other two guys. Nowhere near as big as
very true.
Nowhere near as Fundora. You feel what I'm saying? So if you go out there and you perform like that, and then in the ring right then and there you say, the winner of these two guys, I want them next, or I want Tim Tszyu next, then people are gonna be like, yo, that Bakram dude just called out yada yada. He just said this after an impressive stoppage. Because these two guys will have two belts. He has one and you have one. We talking about, another unification And then when Fedora comes back, any champ that wants to talk to him is talking about, basically undisputed. So
Well,
Fedora sit back and wait for the undisputed after this Keith Thurman fight.
let me ask the black delegation something real quick. Bro, when you was having, I'm just curious because I wasn't there, but like when you was having that conversation and somebody said Boots beats all them guys in the round robin, did you ask him why didn't he?
Did I ask him why he didn't? No, I just laughed it off. It was a young kid, somebody in his early 20s, so I just laughed it off. So no, I didn't dig deep into it. He couldn't articulate it. He was just like, well, nigga, he got it. I got off top. No, that's it. Basically, his sentiment was that he wasn't really saying why he would beat everyone in the round robin. I said that's bullshit. And I'll say that to say this. It's bullshit to assume at 154 would just run through the division because it's so action-packed. That's my point. I'm not taking nobody over Boots, but I'm not putting Boots above everyone else. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But no, it was, damn, I forget. It was on Marco's channel. You can run back if you want to catch that stream, but I forget the dude's name. Yeah, he was in his, like, early 20s or, like, he was 19. Some bullshit. Yeah, he was a young dude.
Was it Ja?
Nah, it was fucking. I can't remember the dude's name.
But I just wanted to.
If I heard it, I remember.
I've spoken with several different European dudes that really follow Abbas Baru, and they literally have Abbas Baru beating everybody up there.
See, I don't think anybody could. I think it would be a great mix-up. That's my stance.
Yeah, that's right? Why.
And that seems the most reasonable.
Yeah, that's why for me. I want to see Abbas against this level of competition. You feel what I'm saying? I'm not saying Xander is the best. Xander is, the holy grail of 54 and stuff like that. But Xander can scrap. You feel what I'm saying? Xander also.
Yeah, I got him. I got him in this one, but I'm unsure. I'm not going to put no bread on it. I'll say that.
This one is a 50-50 fight for me because at the end of the day, Abbas has fought in the small pond of European fighters. When you go down his resume, it's like really hard to like really know who most of these guys are unless you're like some big super fan of European boxing. You feel what I'm saying? But you take that in the same vein as you take the top ranked diet that Xander has been on.
Okay.
So when you look at it, it's like experience level wise, in my opinion, you two guys are kind of even because you've been here, and here. And you did not want to see any parts of Charles Conwell and what's the name, that Jahai Tucker. You feel what I'm saying? But at the minute both of those guys are out the division, you now then get a shot at a belt. You feel what I'm saying? And it wasn't like with the guy that, was like the biggest name and everything else, known as a killer. He was just an awkward style. He was better on that night when he beat Charles Conwell. Or maybe Charles Conwell just style can't adapt to certain things. You feel what I'm saying? But it was strange that when both of those guys are incapacitated or no longer in the division, you then get to set up a fight and get that belt. So Xander has some questions around himself for me.
You guys hearing me?
Yeah. Xander has some questions around himself for me. But at the end of the day, I kind of look at that more as a 50-50 fight because there's the unknown of Xander and his upbringing, and I don't really know who the fuck Abbas is. And I don't know who none of the guys that he really fought. So
you should do your research, champ.
No, I do my research.
That's all I'm gonna say.
You do your research, but at the end of the day, here in America, it's very, very difficult to find footage on many of those European fighters. Bakram is one.
Yes, but guys, you know what? I joining stages neither was that big thing. The Cubans was trying to sell me him like, and he wasn't that good thing. He got good moments of Abbas Baru against him. He make a mistake in the 12th round to hear the crowd instead of just got him. You know, he was winning that round here or there, and he got the fight in the bag, but he messed it up, getting knocked down. But Xander Sayas, if you put a skill by skill, he's superior to Telles and Baru. Me, I'm expecting that Xander Sayas better knock this motherfucker out. I'm not expecting less than him. Like what they're been selling to us. If he don't knock this motherfucker, I don't care 12 round. No, you better knock this freaking bum out of here. He was lucky winning that title because Telles, remember, that was an interim title. And then when who was the one who moved up or something happened that he ended up with that title and became legit.
Yeah,
but Telles never was that big thing neither. Telles, what the Cuban was selling Telles, you know, but nah, Telles wasn't that big thing neither.
I don't got Xander knocking out Abbas. But go ahead, CJ.
But you know,
I was just gonna say real
remember,
quick, when I'm high, and this is a PBC, like a public service or PSA rather, a public service announcement. When I'm high, I gotta interject because I lose my train of thought so quickly when dudes go into the
write that shit down. Write it down like I do.
For real, man. Now y'all got it.
Remember, I'm a Puerto Rican, right? And they're selling me Xander Saya like this next super mega Puerto Rican star and stuff like that. We picked Subriel because from his humble beginning and stuff, you know, but he's an athlete and he's doing what athletes do and stuff, and it's cool. But I watch Abbas Baru and I research a little bit about him. Nothing special, you know. Those knockdown over there in Germany and what wasn't even against the real British or Australians. So yes, he's okay. He got Telles. Telles got gas out. Looked like he don't train properly for this fight. He thought he got a easy fight because it was a show off in front of his people in Miami. That fight, I remember, I saw it. MVP production. So, bro, for real. Yes, and Xander in Puerto Rico, Top Rank don't have a TV to put it on or nothing. I think it's going to be in Top Rank Classic. You go in Roku TV or Tubi and stuff and you can find. But Ring is doing their shit, you know. It's the same night. Like, let's see what happens. Boxing is getting interesting.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Malazar. They do have Xander as like the number one guy. If Xander does beat Abbas, he's probably gonna be stamped as the face of Puerto Rican boxing. Coming off of Sabriel loss and everything.
Yeah.
Oh no, Puerto Rican for sure.
They are selling him like that. That's
because
what
he's already the number one guy. He's been on that list, the number one guy. I think me and Body went over it, and you was even on that show where we was talking about who's gonna take over the face of Puerto Rican boxing, and then you and somebody in the chat was talking about a guy that was like, what was he, 112, 115 pounder?
No, 105, Pupilo Collazo. That's
the 105 pound guy, the 105 pound
and
guy.
Now, you know, he said
105 is crazy.
And we got it 108, we got 105 and 108.
And between that, I was looking at the chats, and the chats was everybody that seemed to be Puerto Rican who was in the chat that day. They were all typing the same name, that dude that's down at 105. You feel what I'm saying?
So that's what they're selling it to us. You know?
Exactly, but they're telling us that Xander is the guy, and then I said, "Oh my Lord, wow!"
But we are like, nah.
And then we was looking at, and then I read who they had as the honorable mention of Puerto Rican fighters, and that was our good friend over there, Mr. Shakur Stevenson. And I was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. He's
wow,
adopted.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, because Shakur said he put one time in one of his flag, he put the Puerto Rican flag. He claimed his dad is Puerto Rican. So, some people go with it. It's okay. I don't give a damn.
All right, chill.
And then the other one, Xander, there's been selling him like that for a minute now. But because we know Top Rank won our money. You saw what we did over there at Barclays Center. We freaking put 7,000 people and sold pay-per-views. You feel me? Like they know our capital market, and we know it too. That's the problem, and they don't like that. So we are like with Xander because he's top rank, and we don't like top rank. We're like fuck you, but we don't want to hurt the kid. So, and if he do his thing, that's what I'm telling you. He need to knock out this motherfucker out. If he want us, if he want our pocket, our pay-per-views money and all that shit, well, he better knock this motherfucker out. Because if he's claiming he wanna be the face of Puerto Rican boxing, you better knock this good motherfucker out. If not,
I'm glad you brought that up. Let me hop in real quick because I've been muted for a minute.
Go.
Planes overhead. I want to ask you this, Malaza. Is Malaza con Sabro? Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. ¿Por qué? Like, why are we talking about the face of Puerto Rican boxing when we should be talking about, and no disrespect, clearly no disrespect, we should be talking about who's the face at 154 this weekend. And I had this conversation briefly on Smokes shit yesterday, but I say that to say this. It's like, these niggas ain't fighting, man. So I understand that you might feel Boots is more talented or Ortiz could get him, all that shit. But the niggas unifying, if you ain't noticed, in a week and a half, is fucking Zayez and what's his name?
Abbas.
Y'all help me out.
Abbas.
Yes, Abbas.
Yes, and Abbas from Germany. Yeah, the black dude from Germany. So I give more props, and I'm gonna say this. Let me put a bow on it real quick. I'm gonna put a bow on it. I would say temporarily they got the belt, right? They the man at the quote unquote man at the division because other dudes are not fighting, and I definitely give more props to dudes that are fighting than dudes that are fucking can't even get it active. But that's where I'm at with it.
But it's because this is three market in the American boxing, right? Three big market is the Black American market, and then is the Mexican over there from California and Texas, that market, and then it's the Puerto Ricans over here in the East Coast, right? So when you say like
I slightly disagree, but I'm gonna let you land.
The face of Puerto Rico, you're meaning you're taking all that capital, all that market, and you secure it behind one guy. So that is what they did with Macho Camacho, Trinidad, Cotto. They always pick up one guy, so that market, they have other boxes and stuff, but that market spanning that guy, right? When you have the Black American now, you got more. So then you have Boots, you have Haney, you have Shakur, you got Keishon, you got Abdullah. So now that market can divide and stuff. But what happened with Shakur? He saw that is a lot of people in Tank Davis is in that market, right? So, but if he pull out that flag, the Puerto Rican flag, he can call the other market, the Puerto Ricans, right? Because the Mexicans, they got Virgil Ortiz, they got Fundora fighting for that market. So then when we clash is when all the money popping in that in the pot, right? If a top Puerto Rican fight a top Black American, now these two market, these two capital clash together and they fill up a stadium, they buy pay-per-view, they spend tickets, if the Mexican that like let's see Fundora was the one who won the Mexican crowd. So now you got this guy with all that capital market that people invest coming and fighting the Black American or the Puerto Rican. That's the reason these fights are always classic, because we are the market. But you need to how to find the guy that sell to that market so you can make these big fights, and then you have the little one behind. But It's not easy. We need a good promoter to do that, and we don't have one right now. We have Eddie Hearn, he want quick cash, just throw 2 names over there, forget about it, throw in the same budget, and move on the next week. And he's not investing in our market. He's not building.
Hey, real quick, Conta Bro, I appreciate your argument, but peep game. And I'm not giving y'all gonna know I'm not racial with this shit when I say what I'm about to say. I think the biggest fight, it's not a rivalry necessarily like historically per se, but who buys the most pay-per-views? If you want to bring that point up, sorry, the plane's overhead. I'm gonna land my plane quick, ironically. But Mexicans and Japanese, because fucking Inoue can sell out the fucking Tokyo Dome. No, he can sell the Tokyo Dome solo. So I think you got a Mexican against Japanese, like a Bam Rodriguez. If you can move up and face Inoue, that would be the most lit. So you know I'm being racial about it.
But that is in an island. Remember, this is a freaking huge country with 50 giant states, right? That's an island that I think is the size of freaking not even New England, you know?
Probably not as big as.
No, but they thug it out. They're very aficionados about their boxing and wrestling. I know that too.
Yeah, and their
I know the pro wrestling business.
But remember, the money's yen. It's not dollars, it's yen. And it's good. I'm not criticizing whatever they do with the low classes, so the low levels have a place to go and fight. That's awesome. But over here in the American, right now we got a little downfall and stuff. But the Mexicans, if you say the Mexican American born in this side of the world, because the other one side, they don't like to spend in paper. Oh, everything is expensive and this, and they don't have. Some of them have capital, but the masses, they like to steal, they get free links and stuff like that, or cheap apps. Well, that's the reason that Sony is surviving, for a lot of cheap people and a lot of content creators. You know, they like that some quick fix, because every week you got a main event that should be in a card and make a bigger main event. But you know, that Sony is giving quick fix, but that's it. If they're not giving, actually, Don King, he used to build up, and then he used to have a guy sometime in an injury for a year or two, but then he got another guy doing mayhem. But then when this guy come from retirement, he clashed him like the good guy, bad guy. He always have a name for his car. He's always bringing excitement. You know, being a promoter is not just to get 2 guys to fight together, and you have to sell the card. You have to get the sponsors. You have to get people involved into it. It's a lot of work.
Yo.
So to segue back,
I'm the former pro wrestler. I understand completely.
Question: who do you guys have? Both of you. Who do you guys have as possibly stealing the show on the card?
Yeah,
Shining.
What card are we talking about? I'm sorry, I lost
card
the
right here, the 31st. The 31st.
But which one?
Okay.
Xander or
talking about the Shakur, I would assume.
Yeah, so
the fight I'm looking forward.
It's three different venues. So
right.
So we saying who's going to lead? So on the 1st of February. So
yeah, let's put it in a broader context. I like that.
I'm gonna put my pool.
Right? Hold on. After the fight, let me finish. After the fight, right? Technically, it's going to be pretty much wherever you at. It's going to be February 1st. Yeah. So who is the boxing world going to be talking about based on their performance on the 31st?
Because it's some media behind.
On YouTube or casual?
Yeah.
Two different
YouTube or the big media.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. For me, it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Yes,
I'll answer it both ways, but it does matter.
Does matter.
Okay, so for me, for hardcore like
matter,
me,
like
I'm an amateur off top.
I'm
gonna say the winner of I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut nobody off, but I've been relatively quiet. Champ, show up. For the winner, for me, the winner of Abbas and Zayas. That's who I'm gonna say got the belt at 154, like quote unquote. You know, the crown. I should say.
What about you,
For casuals, let me answer both questions because it was
Yeah.
like I
go
said, it
ahead.
was two different questions. I don't think I've been too long-winded, but for casuals, it's probably going to be the winner of Shakur and Tio. Yes. Okay.
That's good. Good answer. Me? Okay. Because I'm gonna get it from Andy Cruz all the way to the 31st, you know? But Andy Cruz is a week before. So we're gonna be talking about how Andy Cruz knocked out Murataya before we get to Xander Sayas. Yeah.
Caves him. Okay.
That's one of my pool.
You got it.
Andy Cruz by knockout, Xander Sayas by knockout, and then but who we gonna? Well, that's two, like the hardcores and the casual. But I think people gonna talk about from the Ring Magazine. They're gonna talk about the upset in the co-main event. Yeah.
Who gonna upset?
Well, most of people think that the silver medalist is the one who's gonna win, right?
You know what he's saying.
He
said Ortiz got it. Please break down why. I want a technical breakdown.
For a reason.
And I respect you, champ. But I want the technical breakdown.
Let me finish. I let you finish, right? I'll let you finish.
All right,
let me finish. So, but I think the hardcore fans is gonna be some people gonna talk about Xander Sayas and how he knocked Baru, but then they're gonna discredit his victory because they're gonna say that guy was nobody and that was an easy win. So that's why I feel that part is gonna happen, but I think the casuals will, the most of the casual, they're gonna get more in Shakur and Teofimo, but the real fans, they're gonna talk more about the upset of the co-main event and Chuchu Carrington, how Chuchu Carrington won too. People gonna talk about Chuchu Carrington. I think that's the hardcore. That's the guy that people gonna talk. Chuchu Carrington. You was not expecting that one.
But CJ, you had a question for Melazar?
No, he answered my question. That's cool. I mean, I disagree, but at least he said it.
You said you wanted to break down between.
Oh, I did want the technical breakdown between fucking who did I say? How did I? Oh, between yes, at the 154.
Kishan. Oh,
no. We could do both, but
you start.
Yeah, because I'm more interested. I'm actually more interested in that fight. But I would love to hear both. But no. Okay. Either one you want to do first. Let me say this. I'm sorry to cut you off. It's your shit. But either one you want to do first. Keyshawn, Ortiz, or fucking Zayas and Abbas. Either one you want to do, man. Tell me the nuts and bolts of this shit, and I'll return the same favor.
I think, I told you, Xander Sayas have to knock down the German. Like, he has to prove to our certain stuff that he can do it, not putting himself in danger like Subriel Matias style. A smart way, like a boxer that he is, but he's gonna prove us that he got power, he's a man, and he's the guy. I think this fight he's gonna prove to a lot of people that, okay, yes, I am the guy, and look what I did. But in Keyshawn, that's what I got you in that one. So we don't have
okay.
To at the same time.
Okay. Well, you want to do the other one?
Well,
Shakur Tio, please. Please do that one.
I talk about that one. Shakur. No, I say Keyshawn and Ortiz because Keyshawn been in a lot of drama roller coaster. He thought that interviews he gonna give, the Americans were gonna feel sorry for him, and what he did was infuriate people and fan base. So a backlash,
that don't matter.
Pressure. So because he's an Olympian, a silver medalist. Like that's it. Remember, Kobe Bryant used to say that the only place he feel like a normal person was around Olympians. So that elite level. So you better you have standards, bro. Come on. But anyway, I think it's a lot of pressure in his head. Bomac is not in his corner. He got this. I think it's gonna happen what happened with Cotton Pacquiao. that people don't know who was Pacquiao and stuff. Cotto got out of his corner, was going through some shit, and got surprised. And I think that's gonna happen with Jermaine Ortiz. Gonna surprise Keishan.
Yeah,
That's my point.
That's kind of the way I kind of see it as well, because I think Keyshawn is sleeping on the technical ability of.
I don't know if he's sleeping. Go ahead, though.
Yeah, he's sleeping because you just coming out your face and saying, I'm gonna knock him out when I knock him out. I don't really care about boxing like that. I just like to fight, and I'm going in there to knock this dude out. Every great trainer, every great boxer always tells you that's not what you do. And Jermaine Ortiz is not the guy to not do what you're supposed to do with. He's been in there with way more elite level fighters, or can be conceived as an elite level fighter, than Keyshawn has. So when you talk about experience, when you talk about, resume and all of that kind of stuff, that plays a part because it lets everybody know who you beat. And this is where your experience comes in. This is what you bring to the table. So for me, there's Jermaine Ortiz on paper is the winner. Keyshawn is very athletic. He's tweaked. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't mean tweaked in a way that's got him, everything running the right way, tweaked that his mind is not right. And now you won't even you're at this point to where we cooked on it in the or Body cooked on it in the what's the name, that shit is just weird with him. Like, you won't take accountability for a lot of stuff, so it makes it easy. It makes it very, very easy for a person to pick Jermaine Ortiz in this fight, because we don't know where Keyshawn is.
Okay, mentally, I totally agree, and that is the most, talking to pro fighters, that is the most, like excessive. I don't want to say. I'm using the wrong vocabulary. Anyway, that weighs the heaviest in the fight, right?
Yeah.
Your mental approach, right? If you ain't right in the head, then you probably won't perform physically, and I'd have experienced that even myself in my sports. But I do think that Keyshawn is a level above tactically, if he is right. Okay, hypothetically, if he is right, I think he can get him, or I think he will get him, rather. Man, I can't wait to see a week and a half, man. I can't wait to see this shit. I got like boxing blue balls, as I say. Like, I just want to see this shit, man. Y'all making me wait too long, but yeah.
No, but it's good because build excitement, Like, I was in a channels and people will say, "Oh, but why you are cheering for that guy or whatever?" Because sometimes I like to listen both ways and whatever. I'm like, bro, what you mean? This is for what we like boxing, to watch two guys beat up each other and cheer it, talk some trash, whatever. We don't need to get violent. Some people get violent, like in freaking group chat. I'm like, dude, cheer for your guy, talk some trash, but don't get it personal. But anyway, like, what I was gonna say about Keach. Oh, yes. Like Andy Cruz, remember, is the weekend before. And if Andy Cruz do what I know he can do and gonna do, that is knockout Murataya and surprise some people, not me, he gonna have more pressure over him. Right? More eyes.
Now you add some context, and I'm surprised you're the first one I heard bring that up, because that's his arch nemesis in the amateurs, right? So you're gonna have to. He will feel the pressure to stunt, And I say that, like, if you don't get the translation, to show out, to put on an impressive performance.
Yeah.
Most definitely, man. So okay, I hadn't even thought about that. That's cool. I like that. Thank you.
I'm not saying Shakur is not capable to do good things, He's the silver medalist and nobody beat him. Like, both guys, if you see it, it's like Andy Cruz got the gold in Pan American, World Champion, and Olympic, and Keyshawn got the silver. So nobody beat those two. It's not like Keyshawn won one time silver just in Olympic, but Pan American and World Cup somebody else won it. No. Was Kishan and Andy the whole way through the Olympics. So it's his real arch nemesis. Andy called him that. Andy said that he's Kishan's father. Last Father Day. Yeah, he say, "Yo, it's Father's Day and Kishan don't give me a call. Oh my God, I got this win," and he pulled up a title he won, and he said, "But he should give a call to his father." I was like, "This motherfucker!" I start cracking laughing, but because he speaks Spanish, you guys don't get it.
No, I peeped that. And I took 4 years of Spanish, so yo entiendo, pero no puedo hablar. But I definitely got that.
Saying? That shit don't get into the American because it was in Spanish but yo, that was funny as fuck.
It was comedy.
So
you roll your go.
Me and AC was talking about this fight, and that's this weekend. And it's interesting because Morataya did a interview, and the way he was talking and how focused he was, his thing is they're making a mistake. They thinking that he's saying that it's too fast for Andy, and he don't know what he's getting himself into, basically, because he's going off of if we in the same vein of a professional experience. The same thing Keyshawn was trying to say, but I think that's different. I think Morataya, he got more than 20 fights. He's had common opponents with some of these guys, like a lot of the guys that Keyshawn got, some guys Shakur got. He was over there top rank, man, and them guys, like, they didn't really give him an opportunity. Loma, he bowed out, and that's how he got his belt by fighting Abdullah. So we were thinking about how Morataya was talking and how confident he was, and he giving up that energy like he ain't giving up his strap. What y'all think about that?
Yeah.
Y'all there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm walking the dog. You said something about Morataya. If you don't mind, if no one else, please repeat that.
He's saying that Andy don't have the experience, and he said he think he's walking into something that he don't realize what he's walking into, basically, because Morataya.
Oh, okay. You don't have the pro experience. I disagree. I highly disagree. I could respond to that. Sorry about the plane, but yeah, man, I'm gonna say it like this: like the skills. I'm the eye test guy. Damn, sorry about that plane. I know it's loud as fuck, but I'm the eye test guy, right? So I'm gonna say it like this. No, I see Andy Cruz definitely pulling that off. Morataya got the more pro experience, but not at the highest level. And I'm a skills test guy as well. So, yeah, I definitely got Cruz in that.
It's like, Morataya got more experience because he got 25. No, because most like 10 of those 25 are at 4 rounds. And if you see his Olympic career, the amateur career, the only thing that he did was beating Ryan Garcia twice in like 5 or 6 amateur fights, right? So when you put it like 10 round fights and you put Andy Cruz and Morataya, Morataya have like 3 extra fights, something like that. So it's not that big of a deal. And then they say, no, que Morataya don't went to 12 rounds. Yeah, with Tevin Farmer. And Tevin Farmer is a B copy of Andy Cruz because they training the same gym and stuff. And look what Tevin Farmer, like they had to even take a point away from Tevin Farmer because he was making way too bad to Morataya. Morataya was looking awful to Tevin, and Farmer was clipping Morataya. And Andy and Farmer don't have the power of Andy Cruz because that's another thing. Remember, Andy Cruz was in the amateur for quite a bit, so they need to get those 10 rounds, the whole 10 rounds, and they knew that Andy can do it. So is one guy, Samarripa, was in his early fights. That guy was in the back foot all night, and Andy was in the front foot cutting the ring all night. People were thinking it was gonna be a chest fight. Nah, Andy was in that front foot, putting the pressure, putting the action, clipping the guy. Like, so Andy can fight in the back foot, front foot. He can do angles. He can put hands in under the in the waist, under the waist. He can clip your. He's a very experiment guy. Like, don't get confused. This is I think it's a 3 or 4 time world champion in the amateurs, gold medal. And no, the guy is. I don't vouch for all the Cubans, and I know what happened with Morer, with Joey Tello. I never vouch for those guys. But Andy Cruz, I saw him since the first time I saw him was something. I was like, what?
Yeah, well, the body type says on their numbers, Andy Cruz is 1 inch taller than Morataya, but Andy Cruz doesn't have a reach. Morataya has a 72-inch arm reach. You feel what I'm saying? He's a year younger than Andy Cruz. One is 30, one is 29. You know what I'm saying? They're both ranked. Andy Cruz globally is ranked number 14. He's ranked number 2 in Cuba. Morataya globally is ranked number 3. He's ranked number 3 in the USA. This is all BoxRec rankings, so don't.
I know.
I'm just telling you the numbers that they have.
I know what they put on this part, but it's okay. At least it's up there. It's in the top. Okay.
Yeah, he's in the top 25, top 20. So at the end of the day, I'm not.
That's them. That's the thing.
Yeah. So we know some of the politics behind where his standing is, and we haven't seen a lot of him and stuff like that. So at the end of the day, the only kind of unknown with Andy Cruz is what his arm reach is. We know he can box. We know he has that elite level pedigree. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. But what you mean?
That elite level, all I'm saying is with that elite level pedigree, this is where it gets a little close. But then that elite level pedigree, we've seen it not always translate very well into the professional scene. Yeah. Andy Cruz just started to get it to where you're starting to see him fight like a professional fighter. We're just starting to see him sit down on his punches. All I'm saying is Raymond Morataya has been there. So in the professional experience box, which can easily dictate how you handle a lot of things, you feel what I'm saying? It mattered because we saw. I'm gonna just give you this last example. Just give me like 3 more minutes. We see it in the fact that Brian Norman came to grips and came to understand that Devin was right. There are levels. I seen the level, and even he said it is himself. What impressed him the most was his patience and the machine that he has behind him. So when you're at that elite, when you're at that level, at the precipice of being elite or the A level or however we want to call it, these guys have machines behind them, extreme training regimens, all the things that makes a champion so that champion can keep that. Morataya has not been there. You feel what I'm? Well, he's a champion now. Andy Cruz has not been there, but he's been recognized as the king of the elite level amateur fighters. So we're watching him do these things, and the thing that's going to be the biggest thing for me is Morataya's laser focus on Andy Cruz, because what the interview we talking about, dude tried to bring up a whole lot of stuff, fights in the future and all of that. He cut that short. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that right now. I'm only Andy Cruz. So when you look at that laser type of focus, that 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 thing that says, yeah, he might feel it's his time. He might seriously feel it's his time. Andy Cruz feels it's his time. Andy Cruz banking on the fact that he wins this fight. And going back to what you brought up earlier, Keyshawn said the only way I fight Andy Cruz is if he does something spectacular and like stops Morataya. So if Andy Cruz wants that get back,
but Andy Cruz don't need to fight Keyshawn. That's the point. Keyshawn need to fight Andy because Andy beat Keyshawn 3 times.
We know that.
So
we know that. But
if Keyshawn think but that's the reason I need to Andy win, because we the Puerto Rican are behind Andy and we put that capital behind him. But everybody's waiting Xander Saya and Andy Cruz to do what they have to do so we can back them up. You feel me? Because we're not gonna back up.
At the end of the day,
crazy guys like me.
We're talking about, at the end of the day, what we are talking about is, to some degree, name recognition and who is more hungry at this point, who is more laser focused on what they need to do. Andy Cruz, his most recent interview that I watched earlier today, he's sending stuff out to Keyshawn. Like, let me send this warning out to my son.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So it's like,
it's humiliating.
Focus right there. Like, you need to really be focused right there. I get where, you may not be that type of guy, because I'm not that type of guy that, before something happens, I'm eat, sleeping, drinking the whole 9 yards. I relax, walk away from it, and then when I'm there, I let everything hit me all at once. And then I get super duper hyped. I get so hyped my hands start shaking, and I'm like, I am here. I am here. This is not nervous energy. This is anticipation. You know what I'm saying? So that might be where Morataya's mental actually is right now. And for the type of power he does bring and carry.
I think
and that he has shown he can be wobbled.
Hey, that's good, because he got clipped and he can handle to being clipped. That's I see it as a good thing. Like, you got clipped, you got wobble, and you knew what to do in that moment. You don't lose focus. You know?
But the question then becomes, which Body brought up the point when we was talking about it earlier, was we both feel if Morataya clips him, he's not going to come off the gas on Andy Cruz. You feel what I'm saying? Now, the question then becomes on the opposite side, where I know you're thinking of this, is then what if Andy Cruz clips Morataya? Has Andy Cruz shown us that he's that dog finisher?
Six Mexican. All his fight being with Mexicans, right? That hit hard, and ones are elusive, other one was aggressive, but was 6 of them. Morataya is the first Mexican American that he fight, but he fought the Mexican from Mexico and stuff here in the States. And if you check his record, all these guys, the first one was 35-5, the second one was like 30-2, the other one, it's like good freaking not freaking bombs out of the canteen and stuff like that, like real contenders. And so I know Morataya is selling, got a punch, can knock out people and stuff like that. But Tevin Farmer showed me that if you know how to work his angles and keep him busy and moving, you can make traps and hit him hard. And I think Andy Cruz got more power than Tevin Farmer. Okay, that's the fight that I'm making more.
Your key to victory for Morataya win is basically, for Andy Cruz win, is to fight off the jab, set those traps, use your feet, and simply let Morataya walk into something he never saw coming.
Yep. and never try to go toe to toe. You know, like
And that's
because you
where
don't
we
have
will
to.
see. Yeah,
If
now there we go, because that's where I was saying, bro, I think Mortai might beat this guy, bro.
but
Because at
remember,
the end of the day, I give the power edge to Mortai.
yeah, but remember, and at the Thor Farmer, he only know how to fight. He was in the back foot. Andy Cruz can move forward and backward. Like when he's not always when you're gonna throw a jab or a hit that he's just gonna move backwards to avoid the punches. He know how to move forward, turn you, and then make you look trying to find him. He know how to do that too. So it's well,
You think
maybe because I want to
Andy will
tell
be
him,
able to turn Mortai?
huh?
You think
Yeah.
Andy will be able to turn him?
Yeah, and play with the angles and stuff. Yes, I think Andy gonna make Murataya or look stupid or knock him out. But for real, this I don't. Or maybe yes, I'm cheering for Andy, and I got more feelings toward him. So that's maybe why I'm talking so big. But maybe if it don't happen and Andy lose, I come here too and let it have it too.
No,
I'm like that.
you putting up a strong argument. That's, I mean, at the end of the day, I can see a path. I can see Andy winning, and I can see Mortai winning. Like as it was being said, going closer to the fight, when the fight is this close, when it looks like on paper it's so 50-50, because you're talking about elite level pedigree, amateur pedigree versus boxing experience.
Yeah.
So when it comes down to that, that's what kind of makes it 50-50. If let's just say Andy Cruz had 12 or 13 fights, we might be having a way different conversation. Everybody up here would probably be 100% unanimous that Mortai just doesn't have a chance against him.
And we can even see like a young face Tirito Trinidad versus a Jory Boy Campas. I can see that happening too. Like Murataya clip early, Andy stand up and then come back and finish a fight. I can see that happening too. But when Subriel fought Dalton Smith, was something inside of me that I was doubting a little bit. I said, yo, there's big possibilities this guy can knock out Subriel. Like that was behind my head. In here, I'm like, I don't see a world that Murataya can beat Andy Cruz. I'm like that, talking that big.
Okay. And that's, hey, listen, we all been there. We've all been there. You feel what I'm saying? And that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it great. And even when your guy loses and you got to eat that crow, that's still a fun part. It was like, yeah, he was going to stick it to, you feel what I'm saying? Or it's just like, wow, I did not expect him to come in with that game plan against that type of fighter.
And Xander Saya too.
So, all I was just going to say was at the end of the day, when we look at it's, yeah, you're right. It's 100% boxing. You know what I'm saying? We can give our predictions all day, but we really don't know what's going to happen until they actually fight. Now, with some fighters, they have a track history that is just like, okay, if you knocked out 40 guys and you're about to fight your 41st guy, the knockout is still going to be talked about because you've knocked out 40 of your other dudes. So it would be stupid to say, well, I don't know how this fight's going to turn out. I think it's a 50-50 fight. It's like, bruh, nigga knocked out 40 other dudes. Good dudes. High-level dudes. This guy is good. He's great. But we question his chin because we saw him get clipped. So why am I not to think he's going to knock this dude the fuck out?
Yeah. The other opponent got knocked out.
You put up a good argument though, Melazar, for Andy, man. You got me back divided again, man.
What? What I did?
I mean, I'll be thinking about because as boxing, as fights happen and I see styles emerge, I didn't see I didn't see Xander doing that to Chino Perez, even though I don't think Chino, he didn't look, I don't
That
know.
night,
Maybe it was the skill, but I saw Devin and what he was able to do against Brian Norman. And now I'm looking at this like, the Tevin Farmer fight was close. I remember that fight. And he fell asleep in the middle rounds. I don't think Andy gonna fall asleep.
no.
And Andy is that speed is something else, man. His hand speed is something else, man. He can hit you and then flank you, turn you, hit you again. Like he got some of that fastest hands in boxing, man. Like he do. So I'm concerned about his chin insurance, you know.
Yep.
If Muay is able to push that button, I give the chin advantage. I think Muay got a better chin, but I think Muay got more power. But I think Andy is learning how to set up his punches to where he can get the boxer's TKO. I could see that happening.
And don't forget his corner. Who is his corner? Who is Andy's corner? You know, yes, and his son, and what they training that in that gym. You know, like.
Yeah, he's sitting down, but that's for me. When I looked at it, I said that's a gift and a curse. I was like, man, long as he know when to step on the gas, as long as he getting better at that, because he can't be in a position where he's like somehow he's squared up, you know, and let Muay touch him, because that dude Moran hit him, and I never knew Moran was that. Even though Moran got bigger, Moran got more sturdy.
And what happened to Moran after he clipped? That wake up something in Andy, and he knocked the shit out of Moran. Remember that?
Yeah, he did finish him though. He did. I was impressed. I mean, that was almost like what I seen Abdullah go through when he actually got knocked down twice and he got back up. But yeah, I was impressed by Andy. So it's still a pick'em fight for me. I just hope that he don't lose his boxer style and he try to, you know, he think, you know, he get cute. You know, he can't get cute with this dude. He gotta box, and then when he wear him down or get him in trouble, then do it. But Muay Thai he's sturdy enough to where Shakur, I can't help but say this, but Shakur and Keyshawn ain't really. They was like, nah, that's looking back. What that's gonna do for me and this and that. I think Muay Thai. I think Muay Thai is better than Zepeda. In my opinion.
Yeah, got more power and got a more experiment on corner.
His defense is better. I mean, because Zepeda is like one of the most hit. That's one of the things people didn't realize. Aside from like a guy like Figueroa, Zepeda is one of the he get hit. He's like up there as far as getting hit. Like they lead the charge. Figueroa and him, they lead the charge with getting hit. And
that's the reason.
I think Navarrete.
Bunch and punches, you know, when you started throwing bunch and load of punches, you forget of your defense. Yeah, that's the reason I love boxing. There's so many different styles. One day, one style win, another day. You know, it's depending who master which style. Because when you master a style, that you cannot get beaten. Doesn't matter the style that you bring. But then another person master his style and beat you. You know, it's what happened in boxing. And I love it. Like I think Andy is in a level right now of mastering his style, what he is in a professional stage, professional boxing. He leave already the amateurs, because Kitchen did it too. Like, yes, he's gonna keep that boxing pedigree, but he's gonna bring some action too. Like Murataya, yes, he clip and stuff, but Farmer was able to handle those clips, know how to clinch, turn him, tire him, and survive that 12 round. Like I think Andy's levels over Farmer, and I don't know, but I don't know. Maybe I'm sold on him, and but I see him winning. Like I don't see him losing. I don't see him losing at all. Like, I don't have no doubt he's gonna win, and I'm not surprised if it's by knockdown.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna say this. Would have let me know what's really going on with this fight is that Andy just does something like in my opinion, he may just do this one thing that will let me know either Moritai is going to get it or Moritai is going to become a sucker to it and then get knocked out. It's like when you watch the Indian dude play the little clarinet thing and you see the snake come up and he's snake charming him and shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
I want to see if they are now, because you don't really see it in the amateurs, but you do see it in the pros. Lead hand control. Andy's skill level in boxing should tell me right now if he's gonna do what you're saying, Malazai, he's gonna do is he's really gonna use that lead hand to say a lot.
Yep.
That lead hand is gonna tell me where at any given point he wants Moritai. And if Moritai can't reciprocate the chess match with the lead hand, then I'm gonna say, oh shit, this is not gonna go the way I actually thought. I'm just gonna, at that particular point, I'm gonna reduce it to a puncher's chance.
Yep. Yep.
Do you feel what I'm saying?
And that's gonna be the mistake.
If he just comes out and he's in that lead hand guard and using his lead footwork and feints and lead hand, I'm gonna be like, oh my fucking God, he about to do something special.
Then him blind in one eye, you know. So in the latest round, he's thinking one punch to knock him out and win. And when he's gonna be just in his punching power, like that's his last option, that's gonna be the mistake and gonna make the opening for Andy knock him out. That's
exactly. And for me, that's why I'm saying I want to see if Bosie's gym are now taking him to that next level, because I believe Andy already has that in his mind, but he ain't really been, because his last fight, you know, right before he was doing, right when he was doing this thing, you started to see him use that lead hand control, squat. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep.
Coil up and all of that other kind of stuff. So in this Moritai fight, I want to see, or I will be looking for part 2 to that, because that's going to let me know where Andy really, really is in this thing. How he coils, how he uses that lead hand, and all of this other stuff.
And the Philly shell, you're going to see some Philly shell well done.
Because the way, I would say this, when I went back and looked at the fight with Brian Norman and Devin Haney, I can honestly say this. Devin Haney showed some elite things that Brian Norman just never seen before. That's why he couldn't commit, because he was like, what the fuck is he doing? You feel what I'm saying? And I think this is why he made the conscious decision to go in, because Dev would probe him with his lead hand and he was tapping his back foot. The only other fighter I seen do something like that was Usyk. And Usyk will tap that back foot as a distraction while he's placing his lead foot, and then he'll coil, and as you come in, boom, catch you, and then be up out of there.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit, wow. Dev really made this man put his hands in his pocket for those rounds. Like, Brian Norman did not know what to do.
But you imagine if it was an American who got that gold medal and stuff, how they will be selling him and stuff. Oh my God. Yeah. But because it's Andy, oh no, that the gold medal doesn't matter, the Olympics, that is different in the pros. Like, what you mean? You got freaking silver medals over there, like talking trash and being main events and talk, and you're telling me a gold medal meaning shit? For real? Like, I'm like, yo. So that's why
it's really, he could help himself if he started speaking a little more English, man. If he did that, that would help him out, because he got personality. You could tell.
Oh, yes.
He be doing the dancing thing. He got style. I've never seen him in a boring fight. That's gonna be interesting. Let me get one last thing out you, Maylazar. You ain't talk about Bakram. Is he more hype? Is he unknown? Like, what do you see with him and Josh Kelly?
Yeah, like background because they just I never was into, and he was too young in the fights. They was like trying to throw him to the lions too early, and because he's young, he can and background have a good night. They just don't have a good camp, right? He was gassing out earlier and stuff,
No,
and
who you talking about? I'm talking about the Russian.
well, yeah, background the guy that beat Tejes.
Tim Tszyu?
No. Went back. Oh no. You're talking background. The other
Yeah, the
champion.
54. and
Yes.
154
My
pound
bad. I went to
Yeah.
the guy that's gonna fight Xander. My bad.
Background
my bad.
who actually trains with Baturviev.
Yeah. Yes. It's because gotta be in the name. One is German. The other. Yes. My God. My bad. So you were saying about background. What were you saying? Background and who?
Bakram and Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly. They're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Espérate. When are they gonna fight?
The same night, the 31st. That's why I say it's 3
In the
different matches.
ring? In the it's in another card.
It's another
Damn.
card. It's 3 different cards.
Oh my God, bro! No, I need to research that shit. I cannot talk like that. because I even knew. I was
See,
in
this
the
is why I
ring
got all
and
this up there.
Xander.
This ain't even everybody. I couldn't fit everybody on there like proportional wise, but I did. I went over the main ones. But it's 3 different cards, man.
So for that one, if I will go background because background did whatever to Team Tszyu and Josh Kelly. Well, I don't been watching him that much, but I don't know. You know, I give it to that one. I give it to the champion because I know him and I saw what he did to Team Tszyu. So he can. Let's see if he's a hype or not. But damn, that night is packed, bro.
That's
That
what I
night-
was saying.
And,
And-
who was
and-
made to?
And look, the least talked about fight tonight. The least talked about fight tonight is this one.
And all those fights, yeah, because people been talking about that shit for a minute. They're tired of that shit.
More they running out of stuff. They going back to they trying to say Shakur give back to the hood and T.O. don't give back to the hood. I'm like, y'all I'm like, this is
Back to the hood.
this
to
whole
what?
face of boxing shit, man. Like him trying to be the face, like Core trying to be the face of boxing. It's like, no, y'all can't even sell him. I'm getting exhausted about talking about him. I think that, if he going there with that snap, I know when I see him, if he going there looking like the Incredible Hulk, you already know who gonna win.
At least why they don't put videos of their training camps and stuff like that instead of talking shit and talking about future fights and whatever.
They do actually. They both got series, but I mean, I stopped watching that shit. I stopped watching. I ain't gonna lie, man. They turning me off the boxing, man. Because if I see some stuff and I hear them talking and I want to talk about it, people be crying too much. So I'm like, I just want to see him fight at this point. Him and Keyshawn. I can't wait. Because if you notice, Jermaine Ortiz, I've seen 1 or 2 interviews with Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz been focused. He been out. He been in training camp focused. They not like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, man, all of this, like we 2 weeks out and you answering everybody, rebuttaling everybody, painting all these narratives. I'm like, I hope you focus. I hope both of them focus, man, because both of them could easily get, even though I don't see T.O. upsetting Shakur. Like, I've seen that worded so many times now. I'm like, man, I almost want T.O. to win just for that right now.
You want T.O. for win? I don't know. Like, is that too? Like, none of them got a real fan base that, like, yes, they want to see the people want to see the fight, but none of them got a fan base that are behind them, or one is the bad guy and the other one is the good guy. It's kind of like both are fucking assholes, and not assholes, like brats, you know, like
yeah, they're
like,
part of the Brat Pack. That's
yeah,
the Brat Pack. That's Sammy Davis Jr. You feel what I'm saying? Bing Crosby,
yeah.
Jerry Lewis, Frank
Frank.
Sinatra, and I forgot the female singer that used to be down with them. That's who they are. That's who
It's
they are.
like,
Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford, Clarissa Shields, Shakur
yeah,
Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis. That's the Brat Pack.
yeah, they talk a lot, but they don't fill up stadium. They don't fill up share. Let's see if they're gonna fill up this stadium like they say they are. Because they say no, we sold tickets next day and whatever. And okay, they hype, yeah, but let's see. At the end of the day,
You gotta trademark that shit, AC. That's what they are, man. I ain't never heard so much damn crying in
The
my
Brat
life.
Pack.
And I'm like, stay out the media, man. If you don't want people to talk about the shit that you saying in the media. I thought that was the whole purpose of you being in the media.
Yeah.
People break it out. Like, what you think? Now people break out the freaking story. Yeah, you make the interview with some big media, but people gonna break it down. They're gonna make you pieces now. Like, you better watch out. And they talk big, but when it's time to prove it, it's kind of like, yeah, for real. Keishan been doing his thing, but I don't know. I hope
But look at this.
I hope he win. Actually, I really hope he win, but I think Jermaine Ortiz gonna give him a lesson.
What y'all think about this, man? El Montes, he kind of cooking. You know what I'm saying? He cooking in the chat, man. He said Jermaine gonna beat Keyshawn. He said Adamas gonna beat Ammo.
Yeah, I got that easy. I see Ammo. There's no way Ammo wins that fight against Adamas. That's the way I see it.
Damn. Yeah, Adamas is good, but Emma Williams, he fight. Emma Williams, el Bronco Adame. Let's see how he come up. How he show up in this fight. Let's see if he keeping a good camp and whatever. And yeah.
Yeah, I think Shushu fight gonna be a close fight.
Yes.
Shushu gonna
Castro.
slightly edge him out. I think
Castro.
I think Shushu's for me, if he wants to pull himself away,
He's
like
doing it.
you really got to put in that body work and have that affect him and make him drop them hands and stuff like that, so he can
Go back to the hooks.
dominate with his mid range and distance. But if you get in that close fight, you gotta put in that body work to make this man not wanna
Yep.
whatever. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And just like I said for Matias that night, I'm gonna say it like this: this should be a fight Shushu wins, but if he's not on his game, Castro's gonna beat him.
Yes. But I think Chuchu will win his game.
Yeah.
Like we've been listening, we haven't heard nothing about Chuchu, no interviews nowhere. He's been training, he been cooking it. He know what
I did see one interview with Shushu. I don't remember whose platform it was on, and he was like, "Yo, I'm laser focused on Castro. I mean, this is a hard, tough fight for my first belt." He I don't know if this was before the Mason fight or after the Mason fight, but he kind of likened Castro to a hard-nosed, like one of those gritty fighters that American market may not know him, but he's like he's not like, don't sleep on him. And I
had him beating Fulton. I'm sorry, but yeah, I had him beating Fulton, man. I thought, I was like, yeah, that was the business of boxing, man. You go back and watch that shit. That shit was crucial.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, man, I'm just like, Shushu, this is your Sam Noakes that's in front of you, bro. This is your Sam Noakes. If you fucking slip up, and you got to remember, this is a 12-round fight.
Yep.
So
yeah, I'm pulling for Shushu, man, because I think it's his time, but he gotta win. He gotta make a statement, man, so he can get them fights that we want to see him in. Because a lot of them guys came up under Shushu, because Shushu, even though he's at a slightly smaller weight class, he's a little older than these guys, and it's his time. They say he's been nice for a long time. I guess he just ain't get that much bigger.
Yeah. So like, I'm almost tempted to say the mentality is just win, but the position you in, I don't know if that's actually going to be the thing that carries you to want to make the big fights after this. Yeah, we'll have the win on your record, but is it that you're gonna, even if it's a decision, are you gonna be the person that just takes control of the fight and do your thing like the dude he fought before? I forgot one of his last few fights. I forgot the dude's name, but he looked very, very impressive. That's like, yeah, that's the shoe that we kind of missed. Is that guy coming back? So if that's what it is, then I still got Shushu winning.
Yeah.
I'm still rooting for him and everything, but there is that nervousness. There is that nervousness with me with Shushu, knowing how good Castro really is. So I'm just like, that's gonna be a fight that I'm gonna be sitting on the edge of my seat, like rubbing my hands because my hands gonna be sweaty. I'm just gonna be watching it like, all right, shoot, let's go, bro, let's go.
I think Chuchu gonna be Chuchu this time. Now Top Rank is not telling him like he gonna go back to the Chuchu that we like in the beginning and stuff, and he gonna work that body work and he gonna take him out. I got him. But you know what, guys? I love always to talk to you guys, to chat everybody, but I gotta go. ¿Está bien?
Good talking with you,
All
man.
right, Miller.
Okay. Bye, Mr.
A,
Roy.
a Latino perspective.
Yeah.
Peace, bro.
Yeah, man.
Man, El Montes, man, he said, who the best at 126?
Ooh. That's something I would have to look at because it makes it kind of hard for me to answer, simply because you have all the chatter of certain guys at 122 looking to move up to 126. So if we wanted to timestamp it, right now, choices would be, if we're looking at everybody that's a champion between Espinoza, Ray Vargas, champion in recess, Shushu being an interim champion, Nick Ball, Miracle Coolio, and Angelo Leo. I would probably be a toss-up between. This is the youngest Vargas, right there. If I'm thinking about him, right?
I don't think he that young. He been around. He kind of lanky a little bit. I think.
Then I might be thinking about I'm thinking about for some reason this is making me think of the Vargas brother, who be coming in with the glasses, the suits, looking like Pitbull.
No, not that guy. Not.
Okay. So then I'm not really familiar of which Ray Vargas is the champion in recess. I like Espinoza. I'm a fan of Angelo Leo. I like Nick Ball. I don't know.
That's who I want to see Shushu against next.
Yeah, I want to see.
I want to see. Yeah. I had Castro beating Fulton that time. I think Fulton got a gift. I think they kind of felt bad. He got dropped and it was kind of ugly. But I think Espinosa is the coldest one down there. I think Nick Ball is slightly overrated, but he's dirty and he got grit. He got a gas tank. He willing to bang it out. He made Ford. I don't know why Ford didn't step his game up, but Ford was trying to be. I think he was trying to be cute a little bit. And and plus Eddie kind of said, I do give Ford this. Eddie kind of set him up with a short notice fight, and it was a turnaround. And I don't think he would really motivate. I ain't making no excuses for him because he, at the end of the day, he had to fight. I mean, he could have, but he just let Nick Ball just outwork him and work him over. And I was like, man, the victory was right there. And that's why I don't know where Ford is at right now. That's why I didn't respect him in the Oshaki thing, because I'm like, Ford, you've been going a distance with dudes that don't deserve to be in the ring with you, especially with your pedigree and who you be in camp with and who you got in your corner. Like, you got Shakur and all them dudes. I think his name Torre or whatever. He cool. I like Torre. You know what I'm saying? He a straight shooter. I kind of like him, man. He gonna like, I guess whenever he get in the corner by himself and he get his stock for fighters, I think he gonna be nice, man. I like hearing him, man. He a straight shooter. He a no bullshitter, but he be working with Ray Ford, and for some reason nobody want to go get Nick Ball. I want to see somebody go get Nick Ball. I think that'll be perfect for Shushu, but Shushu got a pass. But go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the way a UK dude would describe Nick Ball, they would call him like a thrasher. Like, this dude will, make the ref do his fucking job, but he can fight and he can box. You know what I'm saying? But he'll use those type of, dirty boxing tricks to get you off your game. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I would love to see Shushu fight him, because Nick Ball is going to try to beat Shushu the fuck up. This is where Shushu going to have to bring out Brooklyn, that Brownsville, East New York shit, and then be like, you think you come from the hood? I come from the hood too. You want to do it? I can do it too. You feel what I'm saying? And he going to bring out something, that mean streak in Shushu, because if Shushu don't go there with him, Nick Ball is going to beat him the fuck up. You feel what I'm saying? He's going to make the fight ugly and beat you the fuck up. At the end of the day, there's one guy I'm kind of looking at down at the 126 division, because I'm seeing his name everywhere and I'm starting to see everybody talking about him. And that's Omar Trinidad. Young dude. Huh?
I said, I don't think I know him.
Yeah, 19 wins. He got 2 draws. He's got 13 knockouts. He had a total of, 21 bouts, 19 wins. He's 30 years old, 5'9". You feel what I'm saying? So I hear people like I keep hearing his name come up. Yeah, at the 126. You got rising star Omar Trinidad and blah blah blah. And I'm hearing like some of these betting channels talking about him, like, he's got a fight coming up, and if you're gonna put your money, the smart money is on Omar, and then we'll break down some parlays that you could win with him, and yada yada yada. So between the betting guys and just some of the guys that have the channels that put out content like 3, 4, 5 times a day, and not some of the weird shit, like I hear them talking about Omar Trinidad. So he's somebody I'm just gonna try to look out and see what he's really about. I may, after we get off this live, see if I can find some fight footage on this dude. I think I may have seen him before, but this might have been a minute ago. Like,
they say
he was on one of those. Huh?
They say he 5'10" at one. Damn, he 5'10". He getting his Espinosa and
That's what I'm talking about.
Pandora on.
Yeah, so I think the last time I actually seen him, he was on like the prelims card, and for a big fight that happened right around COVID. So I'm not sure if it was the same dude. So I want to see him fight and really look into him and be like, is this the same guy? But the thing that I was saying was, this tall ass dude can't be 126 pounds. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the part that always made him stand out. And now recently I'm hearing his name again. So I think that's more of what it is. But at 26, it's hard for me to say, man, because Espinoza is, to me, he's like a buzzsaw. You don't want to get him going, and you don't want to be on the downside of when he's going. Shushu is a technician. Nick Ball is the thrasher. Angelo Leo, he might be, in my opinion, the Fabio Wardley of that division, because he made his bones and made his stake. You know, after shit didn't work out for him under a signed person, I believe he went the pro box route, and then he had some impressive stoppages on pro box. He gets back on the main card under one of the big banners, and he was a candidate for knockout of the year. I don't even know if he won it that year. I think he might have won it that year for that knockout that he got when he actually won his belt. So, you know, that's kind of the way I look at him. I would love to see Leo and Espinoza get it on. You know.
Yeah, Espinoza, man, he gotta clean up his defense, because I think somebody like a Shushu, if they catch him, it'd be like when what's his name, when Fundora got caught by what's his name, what's that dude that dropped Fundora?
I cannot remember. I just always see the punch. Honestly,
Brian Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza. Yeah,
he can get Mendoza by some of them. Flash. I've been wondering what happened with Floyd Cashflow, man. Like, he done reinvented his whole image like 3 or 4 times. He just got inactive. I've been wondering what's going on with him. He gave his take on the T.O. Shakur fight here recently. I ain't look at it, but I might go back and look at it. But like, he was supposed to be real big, man. He used to have. I thought he was going to be a star at one point, but I guess as he started stepping up, I don't know what happened, but
I hear Obataia went that route of Zuffa boxing too. So I didn't know Trinidad. That's probably why everybody's talking about him, because he signed with Zuffa boxing. So if that's what it is what it is.
Been a couple names that surprised me that signed with them. They say F.A. Jogba,
Obataia, yeah.
I was like, wow. Like, I don't know how to feel about it, but
in a certain way, for a person like Obataia,
Ryu, damn,
wow, I could actually see why Obataia would go that route, because I don't know how much money is in it in Australian boxing, because you look at those full Australian boxing cards, that shit looks low budget as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, to be on a Turk card, something that Turk is sponsored, it might work out well for Obataia. I don't know now moving forward. I don't know how him and Benavidez is gonna fight. I don't know how that's actually gonna work out. You know, those details of these guys signing with Zuffa and then wanting to fight for one of the sanctioning bodies. I don't know how that shit works.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I'm kind of. I mean, boxing is gonna be boxing, but I ain't know they was getting them kind of names. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's kind of wild to me. So I haven't been staying abreast. I guess I gotta. If they're gonna be some players in the game, I guess I kind of gotta get on board and do my research. Just like when I was looking up Pro Box, and some of these other places. But I think we did a good job, AC man.
Yeah, for sure.
We covered a lot of territory, man. I'm gonna close with saying that I think if Jermaine Ortiz is who he say he is, he could have the boxing world talking about him, man. I think that if I look at everything, for the most part, I believe we know who's gonna win. It's a couple ones where I'm like the this weekend with the Cruz and Moritalia, I'm like one minute I'm like yeah, one minute I'm like I don't know. So I kind of like that. I like that. But the T.O. and Shakur, contrary to popular belief, T.O. got a shot. It's more than a puncher's chance. It's whether T.O. gonna turn up or not, and because we know what Shakur gonna do. But I think Jermaine Ortiz might be able to walk away with it, man, unless Bakram splatters Josh Kelly. You know his reputation going to precede him even further. But I think if I had to put some money on it, if this were to happen, if Jermaine Ortiz is to drop, stop, or just outclass Keyshawn, I think people are going to be chirping. I think people are going to be chirping about him. But that's my thought, man.
Yeah, my thoughts will end with it's going to be a great night of boxing. Now that you put these four, I didn't even know that Bakram and Kelly was fighting on the same night. So that just puts a whole new set of wrinkles on, what I'm doing that whole day, the 31st. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking forward to some great fights. I think Jermaine Ortiz is gonna pull it off. I believe, like I said, I just think we might be looking at a night that we saw Gary Russell lose and we saw Sabril lose.
Yeah, that was a weird night, man. That was the 15th. That was my mother's birthday, man. I remember that.
Yeah, so that's the vibe I'm feeling about them. And once I found out that they were both stacked like that on the same card, they're both working out in the same gym and all of this other stuff, I was like, this is, I don't know. This is like that perfect storm right there. That, yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's kind of where I ended. It's just this sneaky part of me that's making me feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Originally, I just wanted to come in and say, Shakur, T.O., keys to victory. I don't want to take a dog in this race. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be that way. But then when I just saw how heavy-handed things got with Shakur, I was like, okay, so now I have to start to talk about what T.O. brings to the table. And then the way my mind works, the guy who I tend to defend is the guy that I tend to start to favor, because I'm doing more defending of them, even though part of me may feel they lose or they can lose, but for the simple fact that I'm defending them, I start to lean more towards them. And I'm gonna say this is probably gonna wind up the same thing, because I am leaning towards T.O. I'm leaning towards T.O. and Jermaine Ortiz to win these fights.
Oh, that'll definitely be the talk of the town if that happened, boy. Boxing gonna be turned upside down. Now, it'll be good and bad for boxing, man. People I've heard today, I think I shared this with you earlier. They said that the shoulders of this other channel, big channel, said the shoulders of Black American boxing rest on Shakur's shoulders. I was like, oh man, I need to go get a drink, man, because we got to deal with this as the face. No buzz, all of this yipping and yapping, all of this social media, all of these backstories, all of this don't talk about me stuff. I'm like, man, I'm over it, man. I just want to see the. That's what I said. That's what I said, Al. If T.O. wins, it's better for Al. That's what I believe. I think with the money, I think we're gonna get the fights out of T.O. I think we'll see T.O. in some big fights, man. After that, if not, shit, Shakur gonna go down and do that pick stuff, like where he gonna be picking everybody, and I don't know if we gonna get that Tank fight, Tank and Shakur. What I still want to see, if Keyshawn win, oh my gosh, they gonna let him just. Man, I don't know, man. I root for the people who look like me to a certain extent, but at the same time, I'm like, sometimes we be showing our ass, and I don't know if that's best for boxing. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. I'm with you.
Part of me is feeling like this. Part of me is also feeling like this. If Keyshawn should lose, expect a spectacle.
Oh yeah, I'm like his mental. I've looked at him. Did you see it? And I ain't even gonna touch on this, man. I'm gonna ride out with this. If you seen his face and the facial expressions and how he was looking in that last interview when he keep rebutting what Bernie say, and then Bernie come out and rebut what he say. Not rebut what he say, but Bernie come out and wave the white flag and do all of that politicking. Keyshawn, he don't look focused to me. So this ain't gonna be no surprise, especially the way he looking at Jermaine Ortiz. That's where I'm going at. I think I'm putting 50. I might put 50 on everybody on the left, man. And then see what that parlay do and hedge somehow and place a couple individuals, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking about putting 50 on everybody on the left, man.
Yeah,
and just ride with that and see what it bring me, man. Because to me, that'll be good for boxing. It'll shake the boxing world up. But in my heart of hearts, I like Shakur, man. I hate the fact that him and Keyshawn are turning into two young men that I never knew, but like I really don't know. So I mean, may the best man win, and hopefully we don't get no stinkers. Like, so hopefully the fans win with great fights where we like, oh shit, who do you got, or who did you have? Like, oh man, like hopefully we get that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And win, lose, or draw, man. Win, lose, or draw. Whoever wins. If I'm wrong, I eat my crow. But it's just fun for me to try to analyze it and then nitpick at these little things. And you know, my opinion is not biblical. It's not gold. It's not something I'm saying for people to go put money on and shit like that. I've just been watching this shit a lot. I've got wrong picks. I've got right picks. That's why I love this sport, because I could be rooting for a guy and then watch the guy I'm rooting for get knocked the fuck out cold, stretched. You feel what I'm saying? That Michael Elijah Day Donald Curry fight. There was no way a person was gonna tell me Donald Curry was gonna get stretched like that. You feel what I'm saying?
We can't get picks wrong over here, boy. They want us on the red. They want us on the red carpet, but they could tell us all day what Fortune gonna do to Oshaki, and when Oshaki put belt to ass, we don't hear nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We 50-50 on that, Almontes. We 50-50 on that. Like, we keep going back and forth.
Yeah, that's a 50-50.
Between
right
Muay
now,
Thai and Cruz. That's a depending on who got the glow that night, man. I think that's a tough one.
Yeah, right now I'm leaning towards Morataya. But Malazar made some fucking points. And now what I'm thinking between what Malazar said and, you know, some of the things that I already know and what me and Body talked about, I'm like, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at. Fight too close. It's Wednesday. Fight this weekend. I'm staying with Morataya. Win, lose, draw, Morataya. You feel what I'm saying? But I could see either guy winning and I won't be mad.
You feel what I'm saying? It's a great win for both of those guys. And with that being said, Body, great show, man. Salute to everybody that pulled up to the panel. Almontes, bro, you cooking tonight? This is my first time seeing you in the chats, bro. One day I would just love to be able to just chat with you. And you hit that link and shit like that, so we could just chop it up. So that's where I'll land that plane, man. On to the next one, Body. Salute, like, subscribe, comment, but participate in the 300, bro. We here.
All right, AC, I appreciate you, man. Enjoy your evening.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Yeah, Almontes, man. You are cooking in there. Yeah, Almontes, man. He part of the 300, man. Almontes been around for a minute. You know, only thing I don't agree with is I don't think Tank done yet. I think he having a trying time in his life. He got a lot of decisions he want to make. And what Coach Prentice Brewer said, he said, life be lifing, man. I said it too. I said the same thing. I had told my lady that one day, right before I seen that interview. He went on that interview, and Prentice Brewer, the former coach of Jared Anderson and Tiger Johnson, hit recently. Not this most recent fight, but the fight before that. He said, life be lifing, man. So Tank got one of them situations where life be lifing. Contrary to popular belief, he's still good for the sport. I still respect the shooter. You know, I hope my little guy, I hope he get himself together, man, and get some things resolved in this situation, man. So I'm always gonna pull for my guy, man. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? Him and Earl Spence are two of the boxers that brought me back. So I'm never gonna turn my back on them. You know what I'm saying? Are they perfect? No. You know, but you know, it is what it is, man. Jared, was talks about Jared and I forgot, he was in talk. It was in talks that it was gonna be him and somebody, man. Somebody I was kind of surprised about. But I'll do my research. I wasn't focused on that, but shout out to everybody from Almontes to Melazar to AC to CJ to Crush. Who else we had? We had Easily Baked. We had Honeybee, Cookie Monster, Miss Coleman. We had a full house kind of like tonight, man. But I appreciate everybody who come by and show their support, man. It means a lot. If you can, like, comment, and subscribe. If you have not subscribed, if you can, support the channel. You know, you don't always have to cash app or super chat, even though the channel is monetized. But what you can do in support of the channel is hype the videos. You know, if I put out posts, if I put out surveys, just comment. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't on no bullshit, then I'll interact with you. But people who I know hate me and hate my guts, I don't know why y'all waste y'all time commenting on my channel, man. The link be out there. I'll be asking y'all what's good. You know what I'm saying? But I know how it is. Some people only like them home games. You know what I'm saying? They like having the court in the backyard. You know, they don't like no away games. So come have an away game. I promise you I won't mute you. With that being said, silence is consent is the name of the channel, which means we speak to the things that need to be spoken to that's not right, that's going on, the mishaps, the injustices in boxing. That's what we speak to. We try to uplift these guys, but we do call it straight down the middle, and we put them all on the scale. This is fruits and veggies, not that Reggie, that fact-based content, not opinion-based, even though we have opinions. We're not always right. We will eat crow. At the end of the day, we want them all to get paid. We want them all to go home with all their faculties and make all the money they can. We just want to see the big fight. Thanks for choosing Bodywork Boxing. We don't take things for face value.
He didn't want to box. He wanted to actually prove that he could punch with you. He was like, what the fuck is this nigga? Right. Oh, okay, you want to go to sleep. You tired.
Welcome to